What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tarek, and we are back once again. Apologies up front. I know we weren't able to do this last week. I was out of town from my job, and I missed it. I've been doing this long enough now. It's become a part of my normal routine, and so if I don't do it, it just the week just doesn't feel right. And so I'm glad to be back. I hope you're glad to be here as well. Big up everybody that is in the chat, everybody that's here, and everybody that will be showing up. This is Talk Back Tuesday. This is the show where you get to come on screen, come on camera, come on mic, and have your say. I got a lot of topics we're gonna hit, a lot of city related content. There's a lot going on. But if you have something that you want to say, if I say something that you disagree with, come on, Mike, and tell me why you disagree with it. All I ask is that you be respectful. How do you come on? There is a link that is in the chat. That link, if you click it, will take you what is called backstage. From there, I can bring you on camera, on the stage, and everyone can hear and see you at that point. So if you want to do that, go ahead, click that link like my guy Danny. Big up, Danny. Glad to have you, man.
How do you, pal? You okay?
I'm doing well, man. You doing all right?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Yeah. So if you want to come on, feel free to hit that link. There are people who come on and stay on the entire time or most of the time. There are people who come on and just have their say what they want to say, hang out for maybe 5-10 minutes and then drop off. It's entirely up to you. Really, this is your stream. This is your show. And so, we will take it where you want to take it. I've got a lot of topics, but more importantly, we want to hear from you. Man, first week of the Premier League season, we're back, officially back. Not just preseason matches, not just all that other stuff. Not even just the World Cup, but we're back to club football. Are you excited about it?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I am. Listen, Sunday was a good day at the stadium. Stadium was hot, electric. Okay. Everyone was up for it. The atmosphere was rocking.
That's awesome.
I was happy about that, to be honest with you, because you didn't know how the online reaction's been interesting, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Over the summer. So going into that stadium on Sunday, I was thinking, what are we going to see? Are people going to be a bit iffy? Are they going to be panicking? What's it going to be like? Everyone was up for it.
That's awesome, man. Glad to hear that. Because like you said, there has been a lot going on. There's a lot of change, a lot of transition. And you never know how people are going to get behind or not get behind the new, because there's just so much new. And, some things you agree with, some things you don't. But hopefully we all, as City fans, just get behind the team and push them on, encourage them on, cheer them on to victory each and every week. Let's get big shots out to all of the folks that are in the chat. Big up to Snoopy, as always. Glad to see you, sir. There's a lot of people that are Adam, Quinn, big up to you. There's some folks that, hit on some different topics that we'll get into. But big up to Darsh. And for anyone, this link has been posted most weeks that we do this. If you are someone that is struggling with mental health, that link to the Samaritans organization is a link where you can get help. You can find someone to talk to. There's no reason for you to struggle alone or in silence when help is available. So big up to Darsh, who makes sure that we put that out each and every week. Hopefully anyone that needs it avails themselves of it. Big up, Steve. Good day to you too, sir. Big up, Magnus. Good evening. Danny, good evening. You're on with us.
Hello.
We already hit up Steve. Big up, City Vibes Only. Big up to you, Matthew. Big up to you, sir. Yeah, I missed it last week too, man. I did. I was trying to figure out, could I leave dinner early and go get in the room? I brought the computer. I had some mics and stuff that I could have used, but I felt it would probably look bad to leave dinner. So I didn't do it, but big up Steve Blackie. Big up to all of you all. Simo is in backstage. We'll get you on here in just a sec, brother. But big up to you. Of course, we expect Martin will be on in a little bit. Oriano, big up to you, man. Ash, so many of you that are here every single week. Louie, big up, man. Haven't seen you in the chat in a while. I think I checked in on you, but glad you're here. Hope all is well, man. Big up Ian, Keeley, so many folks. Pepper Squad, big up to you. Let me get Simo on and then we'll jump into the conversation. Again, if you have something that you want to say, you can hit the link, jump on, or you can add it to the chat. I will tell you that once we get going, sometimes it's hard to keep on top of the chat, but put it in there, even if it's just driving conversation in the chat itself. So big up to everybody. Big up. Am I saying it right? Simo?
Close enough. It's Simo, but yeah.
Simo. Okay, Simo. My bad.
Don't worry about it. The amount of I've got a lot of American friends, and it's you just get used to it. It's like,
so
my best mate's Craig, and it becomes Craig, and you just sort of you get into
yeah. So my name is actually Tarek. That's how it's pronounced. Okay, yeah. Most people that are going to come on here Tariq, tonight are going to say Tariq.
Yeah.
And I don't even correct it because it's just like I know who you're talking to, right?
Yeah,
so
I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe what I should do is like people have like a swear jar. I should create a jar where if you get the name wrong, you got to pay me like $1 or something. How much? Figure out how much I can get.
I guess you stay to yourself. You know what? Just whatever. Simo. It makes no odds.
Yeah, it's like I know who you're talking to. It's all good.
My mate's called Craig, but he comes Craig or something. He goes whatever. Just stage where you just don't care. It just whatever. You're talking to. It's the name doesn't matter. It's just from semantics. It's whatever. Who cares? It's
fair enough. All right, man. So Dylan. Sorry, not Dylan. Dylan's in the chat. Danny is on. Danny and see. Look, I'm calling people by different names. Where's my money for the jar? Where's the money in the jar? Let's put it in there. Let me take this high discount.
I'll be Dylan. I don't mind being Dylan.
There you go.
Dylan's
a good dude. Why not Dylan? So Danny's on. Not every week, but most weeks he's been on. So I want to get to you. I believe this is your first time, right? Am I right?
A lot of the time I lurk in the background. I just think, I'll join one day and then but work also is. I mean, a lot of the time the times when it's like 11:30.
Well, I appreciate you lurking, man. I appreciate the support, whether you're on camera or not.
Unfortunately, I'm on a 0-hour contract, so each week is just kind of your hours. Sometimes it's whatever. So,
gotcha.
That's how you can get at me on them. They're a nightmare, aren't they?
Yeah, it's money in the bank though, isn't it? So, you can't complain too much.
Well, since you're here, let's get to you first. What anything specific that you wanted to touch on, or you just want to be a part of the general conversation?
I just think the whole take with Donnarumma is a bit. I don't get it. So right, he's made a few cock ups,
sure,
but doesn't every goalkeeper? And what is he? He's only a young lad. What is he? 26, 27? Smart. He's a young lad. He's into a brand new side that's got a whole new defence every week. It feels like I think that he gets a lot of hate, man. I think that there's a lot of people that got these agendas against him and think he's this horrific goalkeeper. He made some amazing saves. I mean, that Liverpool save was.
So what I will say, and if we get too far into this conversation, as someone that has watched and lurked in the background, you already know, if we get going on this conversation, we could be here all night. But what I will say is, I think there were any number of reasons why people held the feelings that they do, right? I don't blame people for feeling what they feel. I don't even blame them for having the say that they say, or having their say. For a lot of people, it was Trafford, right? Trafford was the academy kid who was brought home with an eye towards being the number one. When that changed, any number of people felt some kind of way about it. I agree with you that I don't think Donnaruma's play has been nearly as bad as the criticism that he receives.
Yeah.
I also will acknowledge that he hasn't been perfect, right?
No,
and I think
he's
nobody is.
Yeah.
Right. Nobody is. To expect somebody to be perfect is silly.
Well, no, it was Edison.
Yeah, right. The only difference is Ederson's strengths happen to be Donnaruma's weaknesses and vice versa. What we've done is we've traded one thing that we liked and then at some point decided that we wanted something different. We got that. And now it's one of those cases of you never know what you don't know what you have until it's gone kind of a deal. Now that Ederson is gone, all the people who had so much to say about Ederson because, he doesn't make saves. And look, I will be one of those people who said it feels like every shot becomes a goal. First shot, one shot, one goal. And quite honestly, that doesn't seem to have stopped. It's still the case. So maybe the issue is not the goalkeeper at all. But, so yeah, I don't want to go too far into it, but I agree with you. We as a fan base, now that Trafford is gone, whether you wanted him gone or not, right? He is gone at this point. There is no point dwelling on him at this point. If you want to follow him and cheer from him from afar, do you? But at this point, there's no point in having a conversation about James Trafford because James Trafford is no longer connected to City. It's just not. Right. So now the question is, or not even the question. Now it's upon all of us to just get behind Donnarumma, and we have to be able to handle the ups and the downs and support them all the way through it because we don't have a Trafford on the bench. And yes, Geronimo Rulli is there. I don't think he's the same level or quality that Trafford was. So we're going to just have to play through whatever mistakes that that Donnarumma makes. So, yeah. Again, I think if we so you mentioned the agendas and all those things, and I think that is part of it.
You should just breathe and relax.
Well, but it's the first game of the season. Everybody's ready to go. We expect to be at full strength right from the beginning, and we're not. As a team, as a squad, we're just not. There's so much change that is still taking place. I mean, we're not going to be there at day one. So
look at Gate the weekend. That's obviously not ideal, but it is what it is. I mean, the fact that we don't have a solid kind of back, but it's going to be 300 on Enzo, I guess, doesn't help. You have a solid kind of back line that helps because the keeper in the back line, they get to know each other and learn each other's weaknesses and strengths. But when it's rotating every week, he doesn't know what it is. We're not going the period guy, Yeah. I say young, he's 27,
hold on real quick. Matthew, my bad, man. I didn't realize that I missed you.
I'm 35, so 27 still seems young, but he's probably not in football terms. But I say young lad. I just find it crazy. We need to chill, man.
With the back line, you're going to have to be a bit patient with that. I mean, even Guardiola came out and said, look, we're learning a new system. We are naturally going back to our old way because we've done this, Pep system for so long. So it's gonna take time with that.
Yeah. So Simo, are you? I assume you're. I want to say British. Are you in the Manchester area?
I'm actually in Preston at the minute. My nan most of the family from Manchester way.
How far is Preston?
About 40 minutes.
Okay. Not bad, because I was going to ask how do you get to games often?
Occasionally. I've got some disabilities, which means I can't get out and about that much. But when I can, me and my brother go, or me and my dad. But it's sort of few and far between, which is a shame. But there are ways and means of watching,
Yeah, for sure. I was so the difference, like if you don't get to a game. So if I can watch every single City match on TV, whether actual TV over the air like cable or streaming, I get every single match here in the U.S. For you, if you don't go to a game, are there matches that you can't watch?
Yeah, quite a lot. Most of the 3 p.m. kickoffs are
okay, because the 3 p.m. kickoff is like blacked out, right? Those you don't get to watch at all.
In this day is a bit crazy, really. So I mean, we're thankful. Like this, YouTube's like a lifeline, right? You've got YouTube, you've got like Martin, you've got LB, you've got freaking Johnny. Is it typical? There's a lot of lads. Luckily, do YouTube. Who will?
So you probably really need like the watch-alongs for, especially the 3 p.m.s. Okay, interesting. See, yeah, that's interesting. I will tell you that as a U.S. fan, and this sounds crazy, but we are spoiled. We get every single match, and so now if you're on the West Coast of the U.S. in the California area, that noon kickoff for you guys is 7 o'clock for me on the East Coast. It's 4 o'clock in the morning for those folks on the West Coast. But there will be people out there every single week up early, pint in hand, watching the match. So
I do quite like the cut matches, because the cut matches you don't need they're easy to get to, right? The cut matches we can get
to. Okay.
Me and my dad would go, or me and my brother would go, because the cut matches are easier to get tickets for and stuff. But league matches are not as easy to sort of.
That 3 o'clock rule he's looking into, don't it? Let's be honest, it's an outdated rule.
It's crazy.
It went back to help with attendances because they were low back in the day, but football's changed so much.
Back to the war, I think, isn't it? I think it was like after the war they introduced the 3 p.m. blackout to get more people. But I mean, that was a long time ago now. But they shut the Shield at 3 o'clock.
I'm surprised they haven't changed it. Especially when they make all of those matches available to everyone else, except for the people that are right there. And again, I get it, because again, in the NFL or the American football, they do something very similar. And Snoopy says it. Just put it in the chat. I was going to say it. They have a local market. Did they do away with it? Okay, fair enough. So in that local market, they used to have it where you couldn't watch, because they want you to go to the game. Reality is the games are all full. And so now if you don't let people watch it, you're just limiting yourself. But anyway, big up to you, man. I'm glad you came on. Appreciate you jumping on. You're more than welcome to hang out with us if you need to drop or want to drop. That's entirely up to you.
No, good.
But appreciate you. So you guys, many of you probably were connected on social media. And I saw today, are you guys on Twitter? Or I guess technically it's X.
Occasionally, I try to avoid it because it's
I don't
pretty,
go on that.
You said you don't go on.
Yeah, but it's
yeah.
Doing me, I didn't know, because once you look at one, then you get loads of it.
Yeah.
So look at one troll photo. It's like, oh god.
It's full of arseholes a lot.
But the big thing, or I don't want to say the big thing, the thing that was new today is I saw that if you go on Twitter and you type in the hashtag Man City on Twitter, they will put a city badge or an icon, a little icon next to it, and try to embed that in there. They've been doing that for American sports quite a bit. So depending on what team you support, there may be some kind of a phrase that you had to type in and it'll pop that up. And I've always wondered why they don't do that for football. So I was actually pretty cool to see that. So hopefully that hangs around a little bit so that I can just spam hashtag Man City everywhere and put that out there. So Danny, you're at the match. Matthew, are you match going by chance?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, fair enough.
Thick carver, so it's not something I can do at the moment.
No, that's fair. So Danny, what stand do you sit in?
I'm in Colin Bell.
It's
the side where the dugout is, and I sit where the players warm up.
Okay. All right. So I read today that Man City are installing a zip line from the south stand to the Pep Guardiola stand, which is the old north stand, allowing the general public to fly over the pitch from one end of the Etihad Stadium to the other. Now, this sounds completely insane and crazy to me. Have you heard this? Have you seen this? Is this legit?
I don't know into it. I've heard a few people talk about this, so there must be some kind of substance to it, and it wouldn't surprise. I mean, they're doing the roof walk, aren't they, on the new north stand? So that's a thing that's going to happen. And as far as I know from the people, you get a certain bit of. I know some of the builders that work on there, and they've told me that the roof walk is going to go up to the very edge of the roof. So you would imagine there's a bit of substance to it. Because if you can go to the edge of the roof, why would you need to go that far?
Yeah,
fair.
That's crazy.
There's a guy on YouTube.
I might ask and find out and see if they know.
Guy on YouTube who does drone coverage of the Etihad. We've done it from the rebuild, and he's currently talking about now. He's showing it and putting it up as we speak. Yeah,
he's putting the zip line up.
He's doing the walk. Yeah, they're doing it all now. Yeah,
okay.
He actually recorded it from the building of the new stand every day. Showed you the progression of it on YouTube.
So I've got to be honest with you, right? I have a little bit. Martin asked for it. That's funny. I have a little bit of a fear of heights now. I didn't used to have it. I had kids, and then I started to see every little bit of potential danger everywhere my kids went. And so when I was in London a couple of years ago, we did the eye. And that was probably a bad idea for me because I was just up there and I was just thinking, if this thing falls down, this is going to be bad. So yeah, I don't know if I want to get up there and go to the edge of the roof. You know, I just probably not someplace that I'm going to go. The zip line thing sounds, like I said, it sounds crazy, but also, you know, whatever. I just feel like, you know, we're spending a lot of money. We need some additional transfer funds. We're going to charge people, you know, a couple pounds to zip across the stadium. And it'll boost the transfer budget for January. Hopefully we're not that hard pressed. But Danny,
as part of this whole entertainment thing that they're doing, they're making the whole Etihad campus so it can be 24-hour access. You can entertainment in the summer.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do. Yeah.
Go ahead, what I did see, which I thought was crazy, was have you seen the video of the hotel rooms looking out of the pit?
Oh,
I did.
Amazing.
And it's like you go through like a little a glass door, and then you step out into like a little
you know, it's pretty much like seats there, isn't there?
Yeah, it's like your own little booth or whatever.
Are they your box? They're your seats.
Yeah, it's like your box. Yeah,
some pissheads in front of you watching the game, and thinking that's probably banging on your windows and all sorts there.
Yeah.
So
I thought to myself, I don't know how much that room costs. It's probably an arm and a leg. Probably can't afford it.
A fortune. Yeah.
But when I come over, I might just do that. I might try it, even for just for the night before the match. Just for the night before the match.
Bed, don't you? 2 minutes before kickoff.
Yeah, roll out of bed.
And just be like right there. Ah, man, I don't know. I'm sure there's probably better seats in the stadium, but yeah, people got jokes. See, this is why we can't have nice things. Magnus, you're the reason we can't have nice things. At the end of the zip line, ready to catch you is Donnarumma. Do it at your own risk. See, why do you gotta bring Donnarumma into this? We were doing so well.
I mean, for watching, you're pretty high up, right? So if you got like terrible vision like me, you need some binoculars to watch the game. You know, it's a great hotel room, but you can walk out. You need some binoculars or like.
So where's the zip line going? I'm assuming it's one roof to one roof. It's not actually going to the pit.
It's from the south stand to the Pep stand.
What did they say? I did find it.
It says it's installing a zip line from the south stand to the Pep Guardiola stand. This came from the Mail Sport Twitter account. So I don't know if it's real or not, but it just sounds crazy to me. And, you know, you guys where's Martin at? Because Martin is good for saying that, you know, dogging out Americans and all the stuff that we do in our stadiums and in our sporting events. We don't know, as far as I know, we don't have zip lines from one end of the stadium to the other. Now, as soon as I say that, I'll probably be proven wrong.
I would pay the money to watch Martin do the zip line. It'd be worth every penny.
We gotta get it. We gotta get it. We gotta start raising. Maybe I'll do a goal. I'll do a goal. I don't know how much the zip line costs, but you can do a goal on here. Oh, hold on, I'm missing Solomon. Solomon, how you doing, sir? You're muted, but hopefully you're good.
Got me that much.
Oh, how are you doing, Terry?
I'm doing good, man. My apologies. I started talking about got a little bit of an echo again.
Again?
Yeah. But talking about getting Martin on the zip line. So I'm gonna do a next time. I'm gonna do a. Yeah, it's still got an echo. I'm gonna do a goal on it's the super chat goal or whatever, and we'll raise money to have Martin do it if he's open to it. Somebody's got to record it though. Somebody's got to stand there and record it while he does it.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So have you got headphones or
Solomon?
iPods and
earpiece. I got an earpiece with me.
Yeah, but it's still
or iPods, something
an
like
echo that wasn't there until I brought you on.
It's your microphone and your PC screen, like having a bit of a.
I've tried to fix it.
You went out at that point. I don't know what you just did.
Is it better now?
No.
I spent
Have you got YouTube on in the background? When you go on to StreamYard and you have YouTube still playing, go out of YouTube and then listen to the StreamYard. You get the echo.
StreamYard can be weird sometimes, but
I mean, nobody else is having an issue, or we weren't hearing it until we brought him on.
Now? I just closed my tabs. Is it better now?
Nope.
Well, that's.
So I'm gonna mute you, and then I'll come back to you. I'll bring you off mute when I'm ready to ask you a question.
Have
all right?
You got echo cancellation turned on, Solomon?
Yeah, I don't know. But we can't stay there too long.
But,
You're right. All right. So let's. But appreciate you being here, man. I know we typically have had some issues with the audio, but I'm always glad that you're here. But moving on from the zip line, because that's just crazy. Want to give a shout out to a former member of the women's team, long-time captain Steph Houghton. And maybe you guys say Houghton, I don't know, but Houghton, do you say Houghton? Okay, Steph Houghton, longtime captain. She was honored with a mosaic that they put up on the campus there. A lot of our greats have had mosaics put up. If you don't have a statue, you typically have a mosaic. So somebody like Fernandinho and those folks have mosaics, and so she's been added to that list. Very well deserved to her. So big up, Steph.
First woman to get it as well, isn't she?
As far as I know. So that's why I didn't say it, because I didn't want to be wrong. But
no, they announced it on Sunday when they brought her out. That's what they said.
Okay, did they? Okay. All right, perfect. So that's awesome. Awesome for her. Since we're talking women, let's give a shout to all of the women who were on the team of the season. Kirsten Kasparai, Yui Hasegawa, Bunny Shaw have all been named to the PFA WSL Team of the Year. So big up to them. Bunny Shaw would go on to win the Player of the Year or Players Player of the Year, however that is worded. So big up to her, and big up to the women's team in general. If you are a fan of football, not necessarily men's or women's, but just a fan of football, go check them out, give them our support. It's easy for me to say because I'm not in the area, but if I were, I would like to think that I would go and support. So do me a favor. Somebody go for me, cheer for me, big them up for me. Do you guys watch Ted Lasso, or is that like an American thing?
I watched the first couple of seasons, and then I've been sure I just kind of forgot it existed.
I've never watched it.
You've never watched it. So are you aware of it and you just chose not to?
Yeah, there was filming there. Etsy had a couple of seasons ago.
Yep. So you haven't watched it. Can I ask you why?
Just no,
just not interested. See, I didn't know, because I wonder, because I had a question on here, because they announced that because right now this is season 4, and they announced that there's likely to be a season 5. At least that's what I saw on Twitter, at least. Barring any complications, could return to the screens as early as summer of 2027. So I wanted to know if folks were fans of the show, because it's of course, if you are familiar with Ted Lasso, the character, it is based around a American football coach who comes over, ends up coaching world football or just football in general, who knows nothing about it, who has to learn about it, so on and so forth. But now we're into season 4, and now they're potentially talking about season 5. But I wanted to know, when you're watching these shows, do you find yourself criticizing the football, like the gameplay? If they're supposed to be playing a game, or somebody's supposed to be trapping a ball or making a move, do you sit there and criticize that, like, nah, that's horrible? Do you never get past anybody with that? Or do you just appreciate it for just being a TV show, and you're like, that looks horrible, no one would ever do that, that move wouldn't beat anybody in you know, in the kids in the academy, but, you know, whatever, it's just fun? How do you guys watch that?
I think the whole point is just turn your brain off, right? You just turn your brain off and just enjoy it for what it is. If you get worked up or criticizing, you never enjoy anything again. You just like.
I'd say that is a hard thing to do, though. So I've not watched it, so I can't talk. But I can give you an example of something for me. So anyone who doesn't know me, I was a professional wrestler for 20 years.
Okay.
So The Wrestler, the movie. When I watched that, I was nitpicking everything because I couldn't get my brain off it. I was watching it like, no, hang on a minute, we don't do that. We don't do that like that.
That's why I asked the question.
So that's different, right? Because you know the ins and the outs of the biz, so you know all the.
But as a football fan, though, you do know a lot of the ins and the outs of how football works, and you know,
you've watched enough of it
available. Like you watch the Pep documentary, or you know, the series they've done. You can see all the ins and outs.
It's still too soon, man. I can't watch it yet. It's a bit too soon. Give me like 6 months, and I'll you know, we'll see how things go. I'll watch it then. But I've seen clips, and I think, I watched the Kyle Walker thing. I thought, that's not very nice, is it?
Oh, don't get me started on
Kyle. Probably a bit more than that.
So, wrestling. You said you were a wrestler for 20 years.
Yeah, well, technically I still am, but yeah, I've not done it for a few years. Yeah.
So is it
when COVID kicked in? I stopped.
So like a local, I don't even know what you call it, the circuit or whatever.
Yeah, it's local. I never got obviously anywhere to like a WWE or a TNA. I nearly had a TNA tryout at one point.
Okay.
And I obviously didn't get it in the end, but that's probably like the highest thing I've got to with it.
So what was your name when you wrestled?
Danny Sensation.
Danny Sensation.
You can find me on YouTube. I'm on YouTube.
It sounds like a porn on it.
That's awesome. See, I didn't know this. This is great. This is great to see.
Yeah.
So I worked with a guy at a previous job who wrestled here in the area, and so when he didn't, of course, he didn't wrestle WWE and that kind of stuff, but when smaller companies, whatever, would come through, he'd get a chance to wrestle with them, or you know, like a kind of opener type deal. So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What was your finishing move? What was your finishing move?
Finishing move. So it depends how invested you are in wrestling, because it's going to sound so boring, but I was very old school and very detailed and something. And my finishing move actually got passed to me, so there's a bit of a backstory to it. So all my finishing move was a DDT.
Okay.
Plain boring, a lot of people say, but so many people don't execute that move right. And that move was actually handed down to my mentor from Jake the Snake Roberts, who used that as a finish move, and he then passed it on to me. So that's awesome. Why I did that. Because he basically told me that no one in England had hit a DDT the way Jake had. And he said, you can only pass this on when you find someone who hits it like I do. And he gave it to me. So I took that as a massive compliment.
Yeah,
and
that's
why
awesome,
I always used it. So, yeah.
So I'll leave you alone about the wrestling. Do you watch like all the like WWE and all that stuff, or I do it but I don't watch it?
No, I do watch it. I don't watch it a whole lot more. I think the way it's gone now, man, it's hard. Like, I'm a live and in-person person. So it's like with football. I struggle to watch on TV. I like to be there in person.
Okay.
It's the same with wrestling, and it's just become so unaffordable now with WWE. They've just priced fans out of it. I can't get into AEW the same. Like they're on in the UK this weekend, and I went to the first one they did at Wembley. I'm not going to another. I can't get into it. I used to love TNA, but then obviously they just went down the pan, and they don't come over anymore. So
it's not cheap anyway, is it? Like anything at Wembley is not going to be cheap. So.
No, but I
You
went
see,
to the
when we
first
go-
one we did there, and it was quite reasonably priced. I think we paid about 40, 50 quid for a ticket, whereas you go to the WWE show now, it's 150 onwards.
That's crazy for.
So
that's because of who owns WWE, though.
So if you know that I do this on my channel, but I also do Shades of Blue. Those are my show bros. We started out doing this a little bit over 4 years ago is how I kind of got into this. But some of those guys are really big wrestling fans. And so they actually have a show, or at least they used to. I don't know if they still do it. They do a show on wrestling. And he'll do watch-alongs and stuff like that as well. So, yeah, that's pretty awesome to know that you were into that. Danny's Sensation.
Ash is asking me there, is it to do with the blood? It doesn't help with how much they mutilate themselves. There's more. I'm more of a storyteller. I like the stories, but it's mainly because of what happened with CM Punk there. Like, that guy could have changed the company, and they just basically showed him the door because they didn't like what they were being told. So that's when I realized this place ain't up to scratch.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's get in. Oh, let me ask this question about. I got sidetracked on the wrestling thing. I want to ask one question for those of you that have watched. We're gonna get Solomon back on here. For those of you that have watched. Can't do that. I'm gonna pull you back on. I'm gonna mute it. All right. That actually, I don't hear anything, but I got you muted. So
He's muted, yeah.
Yeah, wait. I just turned off my my earpiece.
Yeah.
You guys are talking about WWE. I'm a big fan of WWE actually. I like CM Punk a lot. I like Randy Orton. I like Cody Rhodes as well. Roman Reigns. All these top guys. Yeah.
You like everyone, bro.
Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens. We have in the tag team division. There's the MFTs, Solo Sikoa. We have Royce Keys. All that guys. Yeah. But are you guys following WWE Raw and SmackDown right now, or like you guys are just talking overall?
Nah, like I said, I don't follow wrestling that much. My wrestling probably ended back with
The Rock.
well, you mentioned Jake the Snake. I remember those days. Yeah. Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
He's a dick in real life.
Jerry the King Lawler. That's how old I am. I go back to those days, man. Macho Man, Savage, of course, Hulk Hogan, all them dudes. So that's kind of where my wrestling days ended. But Crunk, who is one of my show bros, Crunk is really into it. So for those of you that watch, watch Ted Lasso.
What have I answered?
Oh, we were talking about wrestling for a minute. Did you know that Danny was a wrestler? Martin, did you know Danny was a wrestler?
No.
You did. You're on the same stage as Danny's Sensation, man. This is.
He's a fucking YouTube legend.
Danny's Sensation. Go check it out, man. What are you doing, Martin?
Is somebody like doing me here? Is someone going to pop out with a camera and say,
"No, Danny's a wrestler. He hasn't wrestled as much since COVID, but he's a wrestler."
It's about 7 years ago from what I can see on YouTube. Danny Sensation.
I should look it up.
What he gets up to with his wife in the bedroom is his business. If he wants to have a wrestle, he can do that.
Well, if he's willing to put it on YouTube, then it's open for everybody.
That's OnlyFans.
I was gonna say he's putting it on the wrong channel if he doesn't want us to watch it. But Martin, do you watch Ted Lasso?
I've just started watching it.
So for those of you that watch Ted Lasso, if you pay attention, you will see that KG, the United fan, is in this show.
That's a shame.
Does your City United rivalry and hatred make you not watch the show because he's on it? I mean, I'm just joking. I'm just kidding. Of course, I would hope that we could still support, even if.
I mean, United have been around for like 20 years now, haven't they? So
yeah, but I knew I recognized his face, but I didn't know from where. And then it was like, that's who that is.
As sorry, as a new season of Ted Lasso come out.
Season 4 is coming out. So what I need you to do, Solomon, when you get ready to talk, click off mute, say what you got to say, and then immediately mute yourself back up, because it just echoes for everybody else. And I want to keep you on, but I also want to make sure we got good quality audio for everybody. I like KG. I think he's a good dude. I mean, I don't know him. I have no idea. But, when I saw him on there, I was like, big up to him, because, again, somebody that you watch do these YouTube things, but then you see him on a large TV show. Probably has I don't know how much, if anything, he's getting paid, but it's just pretty cool to see him on there.
LB, but a lot of my mates United fans, they're all right. I mean, they're all my stuff. You just sort of just take them with pinches out. They think they're big I am, but they've not been on for 20 years. So
yeah. All right, let's get into the football. We've been talking about a lot of stuff. We talked around football, but let's get into the football. First and foremost, we've been waiting for this day. Ayub Buadi completed his medical today at City, joins the club on a £95 million plus $5 million in bonuses deal from Lille. According to Fabrizio Romano, all of the documents have been signed. My question for you all: he signs his paperwork today. He's available on Sunday, or excuse me, he's available on Friday, which is when we play this week. Do you start Buadi on Friday, or do you prefer to integrate him in much more deliberately and slowly?
What is he, about 19? 18, 19? You've
18, 19, something like that, yeah.
You got to weave him, and you can't put him straight in the deep end. It'd be suicide, man. He's a young lad, it'd be
suicide. On a Friday night, just got a bad debut written all over it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's got a stink, and
I'd rather wait for Coventry.
Let him sit on the bench or whatever, or watch from the stands. Give him a few weeks. Let him just.
You think an 18-year-old who's played against Real Madrid in the Champions League and played in the World Cup's going to be overawed by Crystal Palace away?
This is City, though, isn't it? Let's face it. You can guarantee that these things.
So he's a unique, this guy, because he's more mature for an 18-year-old.
And it's not like a one or the other, right? You don't have to start him, but you don't have to just sit him till Coventry. You could bring him off the bench. Would you bring him off the bench, Danny, or were you like, no, just let him get some training sessions in and play him Coventry?
I'd probably just wait out till Coventry, personally. I mean, I get people say like, oh, he's played the World Cup and whatnot, but this is more the reason why not Palace, because Palace is an old school type stadium. It doesn't matter where you've been on the biggest stage. This place, it can play tricks with you. It's down and dirty. It's a Friday night. It's obviously it's a smaller pitch at Palace. It's just something about that. But I don't go there because I don't like the place. Honestly, I just don't. And there's just something about that place. I've never liked going Palace. I was saying this to Martin the other day. I never liked going there. It's just the feeling I get there. I think a lot of people are like that, to be honest with you. So yeah, I personally wouldn't.
Solomon, I'll let you come off mute and then let us know. Would you start him?
No, of course I won't start him. It just I think what I'll do, I'll bring him off the bench. I think I'll bring him off the bench at maybe the 60th, 70th minute. Get a feel of the team, get a feel of the squad. Then maybe start. I don't know whether I should start him against Coventry, but as for Palace, what I'll do is I'll bring him off the bench at 70th, 60th minute. Let him get some game time with the team. Let's see how he's coping here. And
who we're playing now? Who we're playing there? Nobody. Put the tea lady on.
Yeah. So Martin, I see in the chat you said start him simple.
Mm-hmm.
Any concerns?
Do you want him on Matt Gay?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, that is fair.
Definitely.
For me, if we're spending this money on the kid, I'm sorry, I can't be doing, it's Crystal Palace, and I hate it. But what we're going to do, not play him in the smaller grounds on a dodgy night when it's raining, because I don't.
No, we're talking about a debut, though, man. We're not.
It's also his first game, mate.
Look at Prozanov when we dragged him in for a few days.
Play him.
Trial by fire. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm not scared of Palace. I watched Palace the other day against Everton. They were dog awful. Palace are a mess. Palace are a total mess right now.
Yeah, a home game with Palace though is different compared to an away game.
Nah, for
I
me,
can see both sides of it, but also the first handful of games of the season, right? Anything can happen. So, I mean, I can.
Well, if they're that much of a mess, why do we need to play them then? Surely we can just go with the team we played last week. And who's Mark?
We're worse in midfield. They've got Adam Wharton, and we're worse in midfield.
I don't want Mark Gay. You see, that experiment's got to end. Yeah, he did all right, but sorry, but Mark Gay has to go back to the back. I don't want to do this. I've had enough of square pegs in round holes.
No, we seem to always be trying to put people in positions that maybe aren't the best, but they can do it. They're good enough. Oh, I watched, and this is what I saw the quote from Maresca. Oh, I remember him. I don't know how many years ago it was, but I always thought he could play that position. And so again, I'm sure he had some training sessions, but still, it's like, are you willing to bet that you might be right? What are we doing?
You think Nebraska thought, oh, well,
Dylan.
I stuck John Stones there, so let's stick Gaze and see what.
Well, and this is the thing. I mean, we've done it in the past because we
had Mark Waves, not John Stones.
Yeah.
I'll put John Stones there, so let's stick Gaze and see what happens.
Dylan, I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? What do you think about playing Boati basically from the beginning?
Back in a second.
I'll play him. We've buying him for a midfield option, and I think he's like good enough to start in the Prem already, like what I've seen of him. Yeah, I want to give him a try, see how he does.
Okay, fair enough. For me, I think it might be a little bit much to try to start him from day one, but I'm also of the opinion that, you know what, he is a unique talent, right? Most 18-year-old, 19-year-olds aren't starting for their country in the World Cup. And I'm not talking about a country that, this is Morocco, who have been there and thereabouts in multiple big competitions, whether that be African Cup of Nations, whether that be the World Cup. They have been competing at the top, and he's been a part of those things. So, he might just be different. He might just be unique. So, while on one hand, I don't want to put too much pressure on him, I don't want to be what I think United is, right? Where they see a kid like Kobe Mainoo, and then they tell you he's the best thing ever. He should be starting in the World Cup for everybody, over everybody, all this stuff, right? I feel like they go way too far. I'm sure Kobe Mainoo is a good kid, good player, but they just go too far with it. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy that puts all this pressure, says that he has to be world class from day one. I think he might have a chance to be world class when it's all said and done. But I don't think I want him to have to feel like he has to be world class from beginning on Friday night. So
he has a high ceiling, I believe.
Yeah, that's the hope. Somebody said in the chat in the very beginning, they were talking about getting Savinho out of the club. We've seen that kind of comment for a while. Well, it's official. He has officially left City, joined Tottenham. Supposedly 75 million pounds up front with a further 10 million in add-ons, 5 of which are what they classify as highly achievable. So basically just a guarantee. So you might as well just call it 80 and be done with it. But the other 5, who knows what that is. But I want to get to his comments. I'd like to thank everyone at Manchester City, my teammates, staff, the fans, all of them were brilliant with me. I'm a better player in person having spent time at City. As soon as I joined City, I knew what a top club it was. They provide players with so much to help them and make sure they improve. I'll always be grateful for that. I enjoyed my time immensely. especially winning the FA Cup and Carabao Cup last season. Moments I'll treasure. I learned a lot at City, and it was an honor to play with my brilliant teammates. I wish City the very best for the future.
PR.
People's thoughts on those comments.
Sorry, did you see that he's changed his name?
Well, he said that he doesn't want to be known as Savinho. He wants to just be Savio. I don't know the importance of the Eno. If Spartacus comes on, we'll ask him. Like, it's like a nickname, I believe. Like little Savio or whatever. So I don't know.
Weird. It was like, I was Savinho at City. So,
do you think that if you hear the Eno, that you assume he's a better player than what maybe we've seen? Do you have expectations for him? Because that's how it sounded to me. It was sounded like basically that having this on my name again, similar to Fernandinho, it adds a little bit of pressure. It adds a little bit of expectation, and I don't want to do all that. So just call me Savio.
I don't think so. No, I think you prove yourself on the pitch, right? What you're judged on what you do on the pitch.
Yeah,
you could be called Bert for all I care. If you're great on the pitch and you're amazing, then you can go whatever you want. But if you're not, and unfortunately, Savinho was not that great.
Ronaldinho, big up Liam. I appreciate that. Yep.
That's why we got so much money for him, the Eno in the end.
The Eno. See, that's what I'm saying. And now he's like, now that I'm at Tottenham and you've already paid the money, I'm giving up the Eno and I'm just going to be Savio, Now, I wonder, is it sometimes people will, as they mature, you had a nickname as a kid and then you're like, and just to make up something, because I don't really have no nickname like that. But maybe you're Eddie as a kid, and now you want to be Edward when you're an adult. You want to be known as Edward. It sounds more mature and more official. So I don't know what his intent is.
He can call himself Betty Cocker for all I care. I don't give a shit about that. Good luck to him. Off you go. I think he's a player in there. I think he'll do all right at top.
Terraquinho. No, it's just
I mean, a lot of my mates are all from whatever I said. I think he'll do all right. I think if he comes to the first name on the team sheet, it'll be decent.
So, question, because he's going to Tottenham,
people wouldn't fancy him.
Well, there is an Alan, and he'll be coming. We'll find out if we fancy him or not. Question: is anyone concerned about Savinho popping up in a Tottenham kit? And, we already have issues with Tottenham anyway. Anybody concerned about him coming on and doing bits against us?
It's written in the stars, let's face it. It's written in the stars that the guy scored, 2 goals. You can guarantee it's not against us and he'll bag. It's guaranteed that we are.
Typical City.
That's just, that is it. Like, of all, he might not score all season, but he'll go against us. He'll bag.
So, the folks that I've been streaming with forever, they know that I've always been a little bit concerned when a player who maybe didn't make it or got pushed out or whatever comes back, because I feel like they have a point to prove. It's like he's going to want to come back and prove a point when he plays us, because to say that I'm better than what you brought in, because we're going to bring in another Brazilian, and he's probably going to try to prove the point that I'm better than he is. You push me out, and look what you got now. So he's going to want to improve. He's going to want to show well for himself. I feel like going all the way back to when Sterling left and all these people, I've always been a little bit concerned. And quite honestly, I'm a little bit concerned, just a little bit, because I do think he has a high ceiling and there's potential. I just don't know if he'll ever hit it. But like you said, typical City would be that he does it against us. So
he went to freaking
big up Oriano, man. Glad to have you, sir.
Oxford or somewhere. If we got him in the cup and he went to the Tourian, because that's just our luck. No, he's just typical City. He would score against us no matter wherever he goes. It's nailed on right.
Oriano, are you concerned about Savio, not Savinho, Savio, coming back in a Tottenham shirt and doing bits against us?
I mean, they always seem to score.
Yeah. The academy kids and everybody, it just feels like there's always, it's like, oh, of course, out of everybody it would be him, right? So what are your thoughts about his comments? I heard somebody say PR when you read it, do you feel like, okay, I appreciate that, or okay, sounds good, or are you just like, whatever, man, get out of here?
Honestly, I didn't read them all. I just saw one where he basically said like this took longer than it should have, something like that. But I didn't read all of them.
I didn't see that one. Danny, your thoughts on his comments?
Well, they're all scripted anyway, aren't they? Do you know what I mean?
fair.
So don't read too much into it. It's just there you go. Say this or write this.
It's like Carragher the night.
Like Rodgers was all wrote out for him.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was Chelsea match, but since Palmer touched the ball, Carragher was. I don't like. He's like, oh my god! Oh, mate, like let's calm down a minute, shall we?
So
relax.
Yeah, I want to do a quick recap of the last match and then a quick preview of Friday night's match. But before I do that, and hopefully I probably shouldn't do this. No, let's just not do that right now. So we won the match 2-1. We beat Bournemouth. It was not. I won't even say it wasn't pretty. We could have gone up earlier, in my opinion. I felt like we weren't clinical. Had we been clinical, we would have been up 2-1 earlier in that match, and then we would have had to see if we could hang on or we could push on to get more goals. That didn't happen. We've already mentioned Gahey at DM. Martin's already let us know that's not something he wants to see again. We had Gavardiol at left back. Now, I know a lot of people feel like he might be one of our best center backs, but he was playing at left back, which meant that Nico O'Reilly was moved into midfield. There was a lot of changes. No Nunez at the start. We saw Rico from the beginning, and then Nunez came on later. Cherky came on for Phil. Overall thoughts on the match? Any of the lineup changes or anything that you wanted to highlight from the match?
I just think
what were your
should start?
Yeah, so being it was just the first match, first competitive real match for I'll also say first competitive match for a new manager, a lot of new players, some players that we've lost. Do you just take it, accept it, and move on because you think we'll be better, or were you like frustrated at what you saw?
No, I think you have to take it because we're gonna end up being better because we're gonna get the players in that we want. And I mean, if he's solving problems with these players, that just shows like what he can do with better players. And I understand like some people weren't like specifically happy about him not starting like Turkey and that. But after the game, he actually said like he already had like 4 players that didn't have preseason, so he felt that adding that 1 or 2 extra will like be too many rusty players, too many mistakes type of things. And I fully understood it. And at the end of the day, it worked. He came on and assisted 2 goals, so it worked.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion. For me, it was just get the 3 points. At that point, especially when we go down. To walk out of there with 3 points felt like really good because it's just like just get 3 points and I believe we will be better. I didn't want to drop points. I had watched the first week when so many people dropped points. I didn't want to see that. So that I was happy that we pulled it out.
One thing for sure, though, the players are fighting, they're determined. And the fact we won this game at this stage of our evolution is positive. We went on, we won the game, and we're not even anywhere near the levels yet.
45 minutes part of the game. And I thought for the first half an hour we played well, and I seem to be in the minority that thinks that. I don't think a lot of people seem to think that. But I thought for the first half an hour we're fine.
I don't think we had a bad game, so far. We're just
like you said, I think
Solomon.
That first half an hour to me came down to, like you said, Tarek, we wasn't clinical enough. We had plenty of chances. We could have been probably 2-0 up. If we'd have been 2-0 up, that was a different game. Completely different game. But it wasn't. And the same story happens with us. When we miss all these chances, we concede. To me, the important part then was the next 45 minutes. When we conceded, heads went down. It's like we went into last season where people just thought, we're going to get beat. The energy drained out the stadium. And it just dragged and dragged, and just players weren't running as much. Like I used an example on the Mancini way the other night. Semenyo was running after a ball he could easily get, and he just stopped and gave up and let it go out. Yeah. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, go and get it. Keep running. Run till the end. Get the ball. Let the ball go out. And chase it. He wasn't doing it. So that was my only concern, was that 45-minute period where I'm just thinking,
With Diaz being the captain, is he not his job then to go, look, lads, get a fucking grip, you know, that's...
Yeah, but I just don't think it's that. I don't think it's that simple, though.
And that should be him saying, come on, lads, you know, let's get our shit together, let's fucking wake up, and let's get a grip.
That 45-minute period is when you need your experienced players and your leaders to come out.
And you didn't team half with that sharp, you know.
Let me
how much
let me
can
pull.
he do himself, though?
Hold on, Oriana. Let me pull Solomon in. Solomon, go ahead and come off mute, and then just tell us your thoughts on the match. You're still muted.
Yeah, I agree. So basically, my thoughts on the game are Manchester City, we dominate as usual. Like, you know, we dominated that game till they scored the goal. And I think when we scored the goal, when they scored the first goal, I think our heads dropped. I agree with what he did. Our head dropped for a period of time. We were the lower side of things. Bournemouth were hitting us. They were counter-attacking, you know, doing all sorts of that. And Manchester City in the second half, I think when we took on Elliot Anderson, we started moving the ball a lot slower. I thought we started moving the ball a lot slower. But second half came, Nunes came on the pitch, which I thought was a very good sub by Maresca. With Ryan Cherki, the magician, the genius himself, Ryan Cherki came on the pitch and completely changed and flipped that game. Now, look at the way Cherki scored the first goal and the second goal. That is what you call one of the future of our midfield. For me, I think is Ryan Cherki, because the guy is a genius. Now, look at those two subs completely changed the game. Nunes, for me, he should have started. I don't know why Maresca has not been starting Nunes, but I feel Nunes should be starting. And Cherki, I don't know what you have to do. But he needs to be starting every game. He needs to start. He's way too important.
This is where we need to be careful, because
he needs to be starting. He's way too important.
I mean, people are creating this narrative that he didn't start Nunes, or especially Cherki, because he doesn't like him, he doesn't fancy him, whatever. It's a fitness issue. Now, if you go back to the Community Shield, we started Doku in that game. What happened to Doku? He got injured. If he'd have done the same thing in this game, started Nunes, started Cherki, and they'd have got injured, everyone would have been on him. And he'd have come out and he said, well, I knew they weren't at full fitness. They'd have blamed that. I agree. Not just learned from that Community Shield and went, you know what, I'll bring them on later on.
I mean, it's obvious.
There's a problem we're going to have going forward, though, Cherki. It's a problem we're going to have going forward, because he's not happy when he's not playing. And if he's not playing,
once he gets fitness, I don't see him not
starting. No, but Maresca, in the press conference, they asked him about, you know, Cherki, and he said that he likes to express that he's not happy when he doesn't play.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't actually mind it. He likes it when a player isn't happy and wants them
you
to
say
prove.
that. You say that at the beginning, but no, he'll want to play. He'll be kicking off. I promise you.
Nah, I don't think. I just think he's a guy that, you know, wants to prove that he's better, but I don't think he's gonna cause like problems.
Why won't he start? The issue he didn't start was because of fitness. So once he's up to scratch and got fitness, why won't he
exactly. And Maresca said it himself. Like, I think it's obvious why some of these players aren't starting. He just doesn't want so many players that haven't gone through a preseason to be playing together, because then the team will just be too rusty.
He's damned if he does. He's damned if he doesn't. You know, Doku gets injured. He's damned because he started him. Doesn't start Cherki, doesn't start Nunes. He's damned because he didn't do it. But he wants to protect him from injuries.
And at the end of the day, it worked. He brought them on and it worked.
We can't afford. Imagine if Nunes goes down injured and Cherki's down injured. We can't afford that right now.
There's a lot of people on his arse that he should just chill, man. But it's early doors.
I have a question. Well, how do you guys know he's injured? How do you guys know Cherki was injured?
We didn't say he's injured. He's not.
No, Cherki
is not fit. How is he not fit? I'm confused.
He had no pre-season.
He's not played.
Yeah. So what the manager has said is that those players that went to the World Cup, and then they had their break, And so they need to get back effectively into match fitness and match sharpness. And so Cherky is one of those players that went away to the World Cup. Now you compound that with the fact that not only did he go to the World Cup, but he went to the World Cup and didn't even play. So he didn't get the minutes that everybody else got.
But not a lot, did he?
I mean, but comparatively, he didn't really play. If you think about, all the players that played for England, Elliot Anderson played every single match, played many minutes in every match. So he, even though he had that time off, he was still. Now, I'm not suggesting that Cherky wasn't working out and he didn't have to keep in shape because, again, they're training every day and all that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I hear what the manager is saying. Now, did I like it? No. I want to see Cherky. My hope is that when we get to this coming week, when we get to Friday, that he's in a position where he can start him, because I do think that what he provides is special. I think he's a special talent. Now, I saw people in the chat just, popping through. I did see people say that, he's better in short spurts right now. Maybe he's better off the bench. I don't know that I agree with that, because I just think he's too valuable. Hold on. Let me acknowledge you first, Solomon, because if you come on, it just throws it off. Because if you, I just think that you can't bring. I kind of lost it. Go ahead, Solomon.
I wanted to speak on Phil Foden.
Hold on. Yeah, hold on. Because again, I don't want to get. So let me just say this, right? So, Cherky, Phil. I don't want this to be what it tends to happen in these settings, is that it ends up being one player versus the other, right? I don't want my channel to be the place where we do that. I want my channel to be a place where you can have your opinion. That's perfectly fine. And I'm not suggesting that you can't, right? You're welcome to have your opinion. You're welcome to voice your opinion. What I don't want to have, though, is where we get him out my club, because I think that is way over the top. I will be the first to tell you that I don't think Phil is at his highest level at the moment. But I want to make sure that we are, let's not kill any of our team, whether it's Phil or anybody else for that matter. But before I let you give your comments, I do want to acknowledge these two super chats. Brooks said, thoughts on Diaz and the best back 3 or 4 setup. So I'll let you guys go first. Danny, what would you want to see is your back 4?
What back 3?
Let's just say back 4. You can put 3 center backs in there if you want. You can put 4 center backs. You can put 2 and do, a traditional back 4. If you're the manager, you're putting your back 4 out. What are you putting out?
So in terms of back 3, I'd probably say Diaz, Guardiola, and Gay. I am up in the air because I do like Cousinov. We were talking about him the other night. I think he needs a few games out. I just don't think he's all there at the minute. So I'd go with them 3. Probably Nunes right-sided, O'Reilly left-sided.
Okay, so you're gonna go 3 and then those 2 both on. Okay, so more of a 3-5-2, whatever.
But that's different. That's pretty different, though.
I think Kushnov needs a rest. I think his head's not with it. His head's bashed, and he needs to just chill out for a bit. He needs a couple of weeks.
So what is your lineup then, Simo? You're just your 4, your back 4.
4. I think obviously if he's fit, Nunes, obviously you can't deny that. I think Vardiol, Gay, and Nico. Okay,
so you go both more of a traditional left back, right back with the 2 center backs. All right.
I mean, they're proving they know that. And I love Kushnov, but I think, like Danny said, I think he needs to chill. I think his head's not in the game at the minute. I think he needs a week or 2 just to kind of calm down, chill out a bit, just come back down to earth a bit. And he didn't have the best World Cup, and I think he's a bit.
Hold on, Solomon.
I don't know.
All right, so Solomon,
man, he's a bit just aggy. He just needs to chill out, man. He needs a bit of time to calm down.
Fair. Solomon, your back 4.
So my back 4, like left back and right back, because Maresca plays 3 at the back. So is it 3 at the back or those left back, right back, and double center backs?
What do you want to see?
Okay, so if we are playing 3 at the back, I think we should run a 3 of Ruben Diaz, Mark Guehi, because Maguire plays 3 at we're playing 3 at the back at Crystal Palace, so he might get used to the system here. So Mark Guehi, Ruben Diaz, and Gavadio. And by the way, I think Kuzanov played right back against Bournemouth. Am I right? Kuzanov, did he play right back?
If you're gonna ask a question, you gotta mute.
Oh.
Because if we answer it, it's gonna echo. So we can't talk and you be
Rico Lewis the right back when it was back 4.
So I was gonna say it was Gvardiol, Diaz, Kuzanov, and then it was Rico on the right as the right back. Nico O'Reilly was in midfield. So that was that 4. For me, actually, Dylan, do you have a preference for a back 4?
I just get Diaz, Gavadio, Nunes, I guess.
Okay. Martin, do you have one?
Well, my back line right now.
Yeah, back line.
Nunes, right back. Well, say right back. Nunes can invert. Or O'Reilly over at left back, he can invert. One of those two will invert. And my centre back pairing, I'm going with statistically the best centre back pairing we had last season, which was Ruben Diaz and Josh Gvardiol.
Okay. All right. Who have I not got?
Because that was actually statistically our best.
Yeah. So it was statistically our best partnership last season. Doesn't mean it will be our statistically our best this season, but I hear you, and that's a fair reason to pick it. Alan, do you have a preference for a center back or a back line?
Yeah, it's 4 at the back for me. I don't want to play 3 at the back.
All right. So what is your 4?
O'Reilly. Gahey's a must for me. And Gvardiol would be in there for me at the moment. And then right back, I'd go Nunes.
Yeah, so that's basically, so again, let's just, Maresca is going to have somebody invert. It's going to look like 3 at the back out at times. So in your case, and I think the same thing, that's the same thing for Martin, and probably the same thing for what I would want to see is that either side can step into midfield. You can have your right, either one of them step in.
Can I ask you a question?
And the other one can be the defender.
Sorry,
Go ahead.
Can I just ask a question?
Sure.
I've only just looked at the news. Is this right? 130 to 140
So we haven't got there yet. We haven't got there yet, and we're going to get there. But I know if I get there, that's why I stopped it earlier. If I get there, we'll never get off of it. So give me a few minutes, and then we'll get there, and then we'll be able to talk about it.
He's not even he's a decent footballer, but he's not worth that kind of.
We'll talk about it in a minute. Hold on. Hold your horses. Is that an English saying?
Hold your horses. Yeah.
Do you guys say that? Is that something that you guys have heard? I know only old people like me would actually say it, but the
horse is bolted, brother. It's gone.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm with you guys. I like that back 4. Let's get to the next question. Our next super chat. Big up Brooks. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for the support. Of course. Next up is these guys is great, man. Noisy Pod, US based. Hopefully, if you are a City fan, you are aware of Noisy Pod. They do a podcast, city-based podcast. They are here in the U.S. in the Texas area. These dudes is great, so appreciate the support. But the question is, speak on that Gvardiol technique for the winner. Man, he looked like a striker. He caught the ball, did the little reverse, put it back behind his leg, got the ball out quick. He looked like a striker to me. And then more importantly, not just the actual shot. I think the biggest thing was the ability to stay on side, because in that situation, so many times people come offside and the goal doesn't stand. He stepped as or with or just before the defensive line stepped, and so he was able to stay on side. I think that more than anything was the biggest example of his football IQ.
Class.
His football IQ in class. Yeah. So big up, Noisy Pod. Appreciate it. And then, anybody else want to glaze Gavardi off for a moment for his scoring that winner?
Yeah, for me, we know Gavardi can score goals. There's a particular season that Gavardi had like 5 goals in the Premier League. I remember the goal he scored against Madrid. He scored the goals against Madrid. He scored against Wolverhampton. I think Gavardi is a very clinical finisher, especially back in those previous seasons under Manchester City. I remember some vital goals he scored. So I'm just putting in the out there that I'm actually not surprised Gavardi scored that, because I know he has that in his locker. Because this is not the only time he's finishing. He finished, or people might say his finishing is that good. I feel like over the past seasons, Gavardi's finishing has been top quality, and I'm not surprised.
Bro should have been a striker, bro. Instead of
I'm just worried about his defensive work at the moment. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I agree. It looks a bit shaky.
Like,
So-
I know it was only the Community Shield. I'd take it with a pinch of salt. But at one point, him and Saka was running towards me, and Saka shoved him on his ass. How is that happening? He wasn't much better in the. But I mean, again, it's 2 games in. Might be rusty. I'm not slagging him off, but I'm just saying it's a bit worrying at the moment.
Yeah.
Was that Martin?
Yeah, I totally agree. I think Gavardi will look shaky at the back at the minute. I don't know if he's carrying a niggle or what, but he looks very shaky. Listen, I think they're trying to get used to this back 3. Listen, I'm not overly keen on the back 3, but it's here to stay. It's not going to change.
It is what it is.
People can bitch, moan, and complain all they want. The back 3 is the back 3, and it ain't changing. And I'll be honest with you, Tariq, the people who are moaning about it, they're moaning.
Martin, real quick before you go. So I don't know if you were here at the beginning of the stream, but I decided that I'm going to put not a swear jar, but every time someone gets my name wrong, I'm going to actually start charging. Were you here for that part of this show?
No.
Okay, so I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna, and I don't really care. But since you got it wrong, I just wanted to say it and give you a hard time.
No, I mean, do you know what it is to me? I'm going to be straight. I think the people who are doing the moaning over the back 3 and everything else, and this player's not there and that player's not there. Listen, they didn't want Maresca in the first place.
Well, that's fair,
Maresca
but
wasn't
I think it's also. So there are some people who just were never, on that side, didn't want Maresca. There are people who are already
nothing Maresca
hashtag
does.
Maresca out. It's ridiculous, right?
Nothing Maresca does is ever going to please them.
But I think that a fair person can look at the lineup that he put out and say, I don't like that lineup. That's not because I just don't like him. I just don't like that decision. I don't like the lineup that he put out, and I hope he never does it again. Right, because you said I don't want to see Gahey there, and we had other options. He chose not to play them, and understanding why. But I don't want to see that.
But my part of that is, if you're buying a CDM, play the CDM.
Yeah, fair.
Don't have a CDM, and then on Sunday I understood it because you had no choice. Yeah. On Friday, Buwadi's in. He's had 2 or 3 days training. Put him in.
Yeah.
We're also ignorant as well, because there were periods last season when Guardiola did it. He had a 3 with Aït-Nouri as a left back. He did it with Núñez. He did it all the time last season.
Hey, Martin, one more thing from the beginning of the show. I read that they are putting a zip line up in the Etihad going from the north stand to the south stand.
No, I'm not doing it.
What I'm trying to raise money.
Move on. No,
I'm trying. If we raise enough money, would you do it?
No.
Are you afraid of heights?
Game over. Move on.
Are you afraid of heights?
Not doing it.
Oh, I said I'm a little bit afraid of heights now that I had kids. I was fine before I had kids, and then went to.
Think of the content, Martin. You met Gibby.
Nope. Not doing it. Not doing it.
So have you heard anything about this actually happening? Do you know if it's real?
Places to die. There's better places to die, but I still don't want to do it.
You could, if you were to die, which I don't think you would, but if you were, you would die on the pitch at the Etihad. That is every footballer's dream.
Nah.
Mate, he won't do it then. Will Ozzy, Pat, or Trev do it? We need someone to make any way to.
I was going to say, who do we think we can get to do it? Do we think LB would do it?
LB, LB would do it.
You're going to have to get LB. You're going to have to get LB a map of the Etihad first, so he gets there.
That's funny. Jay would do it. Jay would do it.
LB shameless, but he'd do it without hesitation.
I think Jay would do it, although he just had a kid, so maybe not. I don't know. Big up Noisy Pod. Appreciate the super chat.
I'll do it, but someone needs to get me the Shawn Michaels clubber.
Ooh, okay. So now we can raise money for the Danny. As soon as we find out how much it costs.
It's not WrestleMania 12.
It's like coming in off.
It is now. It is now.
I'm not even going to say it. I'm going to say, but you can't do 60 seconds over my 60 minutes. Anyway.
Big up to Paul. Paul says Palace, Coventry, United, and Sunderland before the international break. Be fantastic if we break with 15 points. That would be to win them all. We got 3 so far. We got 4 more matches before the break. And of course, he shouts out Alan, who had to dip. What are your thoughts?
By the way, guys, statistically, you're more likely to die on the way to the event than you are falling off the top of the Etihad.
Yeah.
All he wants is somebody to scream sexy by him while he's like
that sounds good. See, you're using stats just like Martin used stats earlier, but that's not whatever. Here he is. He's back.
I'll do the walk. I'll do the roof walk, but I'm not doing the zip line.
Why would you do the roof walk? That feels even more insecure.
No, I'll do the roof walk, but I'm not doing
At least with the zip line, you're like tethered to the thing. You can't really fall as long as the line doesn't come down.
I'll do the walk.
I'm gonna reach out to Jay and see if he would do it or LB would do it.
LB won't even do the roof walk. I've already asked him.
Did you?
Yeah, he said no.
Mine, you should.
Martin, if I come over there and I do it, would you do it with me?
Nope.
I can't hear you. I'm going through a tunnel.
Of course you are. All right. Can we get 15 points? 15 from 15. Danny, quick answer. Yes or no? Can we get 15 from 15? No. Or do you expect us to get 15 from 15?
I think no. I think that'll be. I think no. I don't know.
It depends how everyone hits in the next 6 days.
Look at that.
Well, let's look at it. So Palace, Palace is the next matchup. I'm going to ask you. Let's just go ahead and do it now. Do we get 3 points against Palace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anybody think we won't get all 3 points against Palace?
Honestly,
all right, so that's 3 points. So now we got 6. So that gives us 6. We just saw Coventry get the brakes beat off of them. Anybody concerned about not picking up 3 points against Coventry?
No, surely we'll be Coventry.
I think it's United.
All right, so now we're on 9.
Taking a point. I'll take a point against Coventry.
No,
only a point.
Win.
No, come on.
You got battered tonight,
if we only get a point against Coventry, I think we're all going to be rightfully upset.
Yeah, but it's the City legend in Frank Lampard, isn't it?
No,
yeah, I hear you. But you know what else? They're waiting to bring back an American striker in Haji Wright. So we all know Americans are horrible according to you anyway. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Whoa.
I'm just
when have
kidding.
I said that? These accusations,
I'm just kidding. But
you are crap at football.
There you go. All right. So we think most people, reasonable people, think that we will beat Coventry. It's only the unreasonable, like Martin, who don't think we might get all 3 points against Coventry. So really, it comes. Does anybody think we get? So 9 out of 9 up to that point. Does anybody? Okay, somebody was going to say something.
I'll take a draw against United.
A draw against United. We just watched them lose to Hull City.
Yeah, but it's United, and we still. last year we stuck the gaff out, right? We absolutely stunk it out.
Although they are supposed to be bringing in Baleba, so I will give them that credit.
Last year we stuck the gaff out.
He's all signed.
Is it home or away though? That's the question. Is it home or away?
Away.
Yeah, that's like a point because we stuck last time. We absolutely stuck the gaff out. We made an absolute shit show of it, and we made them look like.
Yeah, but we're gonna have a very different midfield.
Yes, we will.
I'll take a point because we made him look like Real Madrid last year. So I'll take a point.
I think he's injured, Believer, as well, is he? He's injured.
I think I don't know if he's injured. I know he just got. He just made the move over to United. So he told the fans that I understand that you could have booed me. You deserve to be booed. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead, Solomon.
Is great.
Oh, I wanted to say that Baleba is injured for the game.
Okay. So I think does everybody think we beat Sunderland?
I don't know.
Hopefully.
They're not bad neither, are they?
All right. So out of 15 points, Danny, how many do we get?
So hang on, let's have a look. I'm just working out for myself here.
So we've already got 3. Then we got Palace, Coventry, United, and Sunderland.
See, I think Palace has potentially got a draw right now, but I don't pay attention too much to the first games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't buy into the hype of it. So I just like I said, I don't like Palace. It's never good feeling for it. I think that'll be a tougher game than we think it will be. So that's where my concerns. I think we beat Coventry. I think we beat United. I think we beat Sunderland.
Is it Old Trafford, right? Or
I wish I shared confidence, Danny. I wish I shared your confidence.
All right. So you think maybe Palace? You said a point against Palace.
I think it's going to be a draw.
Yeah. Okay. So instead of 15, you're going with what is that? 13 points. 13 out of 15. All right. Not bad. Simo, how many?
I think. Yeah, by United, I think we'll batter them all, but I think United. I don't know what it is. We them lot. I don't know what it is, man. It's like some block. We just seem to struggle with the only team out of all the teams, and they're shit. We always seem to struggle against them. I think, 12 out of 15.
So you think we'll lose?
I think we'll step up at Sunderland, honestly.
Okay.
There's some, I don't know what it is.
That's at home, and it's Sunderland.
But I just think we'll step up. I don't know what it is about. There's something about them. They're a weird team, and I just think we'll slip up somewhere.
All right.
Which is not a bad do, to be fair, because, it's the first 10 games where it's a bit all over the place, but
it's okay. Just let the American be the one with the chest. Yes, we are going to get all 15 points.
See, for me, losing Sunderland at home, I think will be bad. I think Sunderland away, but I think Sunderland at home, we should be beating them.
Yeah.
To be totally honest,
we will win all 5. We will win all 5 matches. 15 out of 15. Go ahead.
See, I've gone 13. I think we'll draw at the Swamp.
The American.
This Palace game
American will do it.
We've not got the wingers. We'll have Doku back by the time we were. I think there's an international break after Coventry, isn't there? Remember correctly.
See, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm totally wrong. I just don't rate Palace at the minute. I think they're a bit of a mess.
So they lost 2-0.
They've not really bought anyone.
They lost 2-0.
Really bought anyone. They're going to lose more players.
I would say they might lose Mateta. Go ahead, Solomon. You want to say something?
I wouldn't just say Mateta.
Yeah. I have a terrible feeling we're going to lose at Old Trafford. I don't know. I have a terrible, something deep inside me is telling me that we're going to lose against United, especially away at Old Trafford. I remember we got smacked up last season. You know what? I'm going for a win against Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park. I'm going with a win against Coventry. I'm going for a loss against United at Old Trafford, and I'm going for a win against Sunderland because I think Sunderland are going to drop off massively this season. So I think we're going to get
12.
You go 12. Yeah, 12 points.
All right.
I think United will lose.
I
have a terrible feeling.
Mute your
Blasphemy.
Yep, there you go. All right, Governor is back. I think we get 15 out of 15. I want to get to this next super chat, and then big up to Ian Dunn. Appreciate you, sir. After things becoming a bit stale with Pep the last few years, I thought folks would be more excited for something actually different. Yes, Gahey CDM is not ideal, but the tactics have been fresh air for me. Forgetting the specifics of the Gahey centered CDM or not, are you guys liking what you're seeing from Maresca? Are you pleasantly surprised? Is this about what you expected? Are you you're not happy with what you're seeing? What are your thoughts on the tactics that Maresca is demonstrating? And I'll start. Governor, let me get Governor real quick.
I mean, it worked, didn't it? I mean, imagine if we got beat, and imagine the meltdown. Do you know what I mean? So for me, it's a patch-up job. Same for the Palace game. That's going to be a patch-up job. We've got to get through it. And then Coventry will have a full team. I think we'll have the team then. And we should go on up to the international break with wins. But Palace is going to be another patch-up. So I don't know what he's going to do. But it's a good job he got over the line. Do you know what I mean? Otherwise, there would have been a meltdown.
This is interesting. I have one more person that wants to get on. I don't know what happens if I've only never seen a show with this many people on it. Let's see. Spartacus, can we get you on here? Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes, we can.
Big
up,
he was
sir.
banned.
He was banned? Not from my channel. Not yet. I mean,
I think I might be coming in the near future, but let's see.
If he tells me that this
depends
new
how
Alan,
many tweets he puts out after tonight.
we'll have to see.
I learned that people are that's very controversial to say that, apparently.
He's
for
on a
some
yellow
weird
card
reason.
on Martins.
You
got a
have
yellow
called
card?
everyone. You have called everyone glory hunting fans tonight, Spartacus. To be fair,
Not really, no. Just a few people who fit that criteria. So if you do, then yeah.
So Spartacus, you like to talk tactics. What have you seen from Maresca? Are you liking it? Not liking it? Again, it's still early acknowledging it.
I think you can already have a call about what he wants to do, and it's interesting. I think there are a few things that he's going to have to figure out. For example, I don't think you can have a fully industrious midfield three at City. I think you need a little bit of more creativity in it. So maybe you still have to find a way to get Shefty and Bolden in the same team, because I think that's probably the way that you're going to get the best out of the team. But with all being said, I'm quite happy. I like the idea of trying to hit the wings faster, to give them 1v1 opportunities. I like the idea of trying to put the ball early for Haaland, but I think we are still needing to develop a thing that we can do when that idea fails. Because that idea is very reluctant on the opposition not dropping deep. If they drop deep, then that first idea becomes very hard to execute. So you need to have a backup plan or a plan B. But that's something that I'm not expecting him to have right now. It's something hard to develop, and especially with not having the players, which is something that we can go on for probably 12 hours and not get an answer to. It's good. It's good. I think he's doing well.
All right.
Cheers, Tarek, in chat and panel. I'm off to bed.
All right, man. Glad to meet you. Glad to have you jump on. Appreciate it.
I've got to be up in 6 hours. That'll be fun. So,
yeah.
Cheers, everybody. Much appreciated. Take it easy.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
All right. So for me, I like, and this is what you were just saying. I like the pace at which we transition when the ball turns over. Even at times playing that blind ball over the top into space and allowing Haaland to run into it, or getting the ball to him early. He gets to turn and he's kind of one-on-one with the defender. He was driving at the goal, driving at the goalkeeper, making decisions, making passes, whatever. That's something that we didn't see much, if any, under Pep, because we were just playing so much slower, and our build up, we weren't going that direct that quickly. So I like that piece of it. I think I'll like it even better when we have both of our wingers on there. Doku on one side, Semenyo on the other, although I don't think he was great this last match. But again, just that pace at which we'll be able to counter and hit people.
You just stole what I was going to say.
well, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to steal your thunder, man. But I just think, like, again, I look at it from a basketball standpoint. You want to beat the other team down the floor, or at least get there before they're able to fully set up their defense, right? We know most teams are going to try to low block us. So if we get them pushed up and they turn the ball over, if we go quickly, they can't set up that low block. So that now we just got to score those opportunities. And that first attack, I think the one that came out to Rico Lewis, of course, the shot was blocked or saved, whatever. But that was beautiful to watch, in my opinion. And so I want to see more and more of that. I'm going to give credit to Maresca for that, because again, I don't think we countered that quickly when Pep was here. So yeah, it's Ian, to your point. I do like some of what I'm seeing. I don't want to see Gehi CDM, but overall, I appreciate the difference and the new and just trying something different. And part of that is just a different voice. So we will see. All right, let's.
Can I just go back? Go back a little bit on what you said on Semenyo? And I think I don't think he had a bad game yesterday. No, not yesterday, against Bournemouth.
Yeah.
But I do think that he had a quiet game. And I think that, especially after those first 25-ish minutes.
I was like, he faded, in my opinion.
But that's the thing. That's not due to him fading or him not being particularly good in those moments. It's more with what Bournemouth did. So what Bournemouth was doing in the first 25 minutes, they were trying to press us high. They were trying, as soon as we got the ball, they were trying to commit body forwards and run to the ball, run to us, trying to force us back. Then after that Haaland chance that he kind of didn't know if he was going to dive head it or try to get a foot to it or something like that. He got a little bit in his own mind at that ball. Bournemouth, instead of trying to run towards us and press us, they were a lot more willing to run back. And what that caused is that beforehand, Semenyo was in a 1-on-1 more often than not, with space running behind. So he had almost like half or a third of the whole pitch to run into. When Semenyo is in those conditions, he is menacing. He's one of the most dangerous players in the league because he has got so much strength, he has got so much pace, and he's not shy of putting the ball past you and then just going on a foot race with you. And if he gets ahead of you, you're not getting him out because he's so strong and he's so two-footed. So anywhere that the ball falls, he's probably going to be able to do something with it. The problem when you start running back is that you don't give Semenyo that space anymore. And now he has to play in a 2v1 with like 5 to 10 meters of pitch left. And when he's in those conditions, he tends to struggle a little bit to get past the players. And it's not just because it's not that he's a bad player. It's that is a very hard situation to be in. Very few players are going to be able to get past the two players like that. One of those players is like Douglas, for example. He is able to get past the two players. But with Semenyo, I think that's what I was hinting at. When the opposition are more willing to run back, you have to have more central creativity. Because then Semenyo is going to drag the defense to his side, and then you get the ball to the more creative central player who's going to have a little bit more space to create. But because we didn't have that central player, they were willing to put 2 or 3 people at Semenyo to not allow him to go down the wing or inside.
I think the question is how you would get Turkey and Foden in there together, because then that would kind of solve that problem.
Yep, that's what I was trying to hint at.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I just thought, because this Allen he's bringing in, he's a very good defensive winger. His pressing stats, his off the ball stats are phenomenal. He's going to be high pace pressing. Alan, yeah, the Brazilian guy bringing in. very good.
Nah.
See, that's why you were going to get a yellow card on this show, because you're not supposed to tell me that Allen is not going to be good. You're supposed to tell me that he's going to be the next best thing. He's going to do all these wonderful things for us. He's going to run at the defenders and all this stuff. Because we're spending this money on him, I want to hear good things about him, not negative.
I wish that was the truth, and I want that to be the truth. But what I've seen, and I've seen a lot about
what's not true?
That he's just not
true about it.
So,
not
to his point, go ahead.
Look at all the. I've seen the interview. Tim Vickery, numerous things on him. There was a guy who's a Palmeiras fan, a Brazilian fan. I watched the YouTube channel earlier. He said he showed his stats. His off the ball stats are phenomenal. He played wing back. He's very good at pressing. He's quick and direct. He's not as good as with the assist and that. He's not bad, but that's his main part. Is his pressing and his off the ball stats.
Yeah, I wonder if he could be the backup for Nunes as the and maybe
I don't think that's happening.
No.
Because he's left-footed anyways. Like,
okay.
No, he doesn't have that. Well,
yes.
Right-sided
winger. But just for a little bit of context, I'm Brazilian, and I avidly watch Brazil, especially Palmeiras, because they have the reference in Brazil. They are the best foot club in Brazil. So I watch a lot of them, including the youth academy as well. That's a little bit of just like context to what I'm about to say. The numbers are very good. The problem is what pressing is in Brazil. It's not the same as what pressing is in Europe. Pressing in Brazil is basically you can run to the ball and just put in a tackle. That will work more often than not. If you do that in England or in Europe in general, if you just run to the ball and try to put in a tackle, the player is just going to skip past you, and you're going to be a liability. Yeah, you're going to be a liability to your team. Another problem with Allen out of possession is that he's not very good at measuring the distances between the players and doesn't really understand when to come infield to protect the inside areas and when to stay out to defend the wide areas, when to support the fullback, when to keep track of his men, when to switch. He's not particularly good at those things.
So as a winger, we wouldn't have those same level of expectations on him. I said maybe he can play as a wing back, but we wanted to press from the front, yes, for sure.
But even when we go back, because we tend to go back into a 4-4-2, which then makes him a right mid more than a right wing in possession.
Which he's used to, no? He's used to that, though.
Oh yeah, he's very used to that. But what the level of tactical complexity that he's exposed to in Brazil, especially playing for Palmeiras, is nowhere near the same level of tactical complexity that he's going to be exposed to in England or in Europe in general. Yeah. So this is where I'm going, like, is the jump right now too big for him to go from Palmeiras to go to City? He's nowhere near the levels of Gabriel Jesus at that time, from just Estevão to even Savio when he left Brazil, to Endrick. He's nowhere near the level of those players.
So then what do you think the thought process was for City? We're going to bring this guy in who is not at the level. Why do you think they did that?
There's nobody in the market. Pedro Neto is 100 million. So might as well give it a gamble on the player who's going to be 35 to 40 million.
I'll say it's a small enough fee that, it'll be easier to part with if it doesn't work out. Got it.
Yeah, I think that's the thought process. I hope that is the thought process at least.
Big up, Ian. Hopefully we answered your question. I want to give Eric says big up Spartacus, but I wanted to shout Eric out because Eric, as you can see with that little icon, is a member of the channel. So appreciate you and your support, sir. If you are like Eric and you would like to support the channel financially, because I know you guys are all supporting by your presence and just by being here, but if you want to support financially, you can join the membership. It is, I believe, $3.99 per month. But again, you do not have to. There are no expectations. It is there if you want to. Likewise, if you haven't already done so, if this is your first time here and you haven't already subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button. I've put it out there. I am trying to get to 1,000 subscribers between now and the end of the year. And we are somewhere about 760, give or take. I don't know, somewhere around in there. 775 or something. I don't know. So if you haven't already, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit the like button. If you're enjoying what you're hearing. If you're not, leave me a comment and let me know why, what you want to see me do different. But certainly appreciate everybody here. Now, I jokingly call this the ITK segment of the channel, of the show, of the stream, when we kind of highlight Martin. He doesn't like the ITK name or title. And some of you folks in social media world like to give him a hard time if things don't happen exactly the way he said that they might or could. So I won't call him an ITK for his own sake, but this is what this section is. We're talking about transfers, so let's get into it. First of all,
Martin is 9% ITK, 2% normal.
9%.
98%.
Oh, 98%. Okay. Oh, that's good. That's nice of you. That's really, really kind of you, Spartacus. So of course, before we get into the new folks, Nico Gonzalez is expected to be out. Newcastle has reached an agreement with Man City to sign Nico G for around 52 million, 48 of that fixed, plus 4 in add-ons. I saw that he had been given permission to undergo his medical, complete the move. So we'll see him leaving. Tottenham have reached a verbal agreement with City to sign Omar Marmoush. Fabrizio gave that his here we go. It's expected to be an initial loan with a buy clause to become mandatory under certain conditions at 50 million. So again, should be easy to strike. And then we get 50 million for him. Now, again, I don't remember when Jack Grealish went to Everton. He ended up getting hurt. And so we never got that actual move away. But we will see if it actually happens for Marmoush. But he seems to be open to the idea of moving to Tottenham, him and Savio together. All right. So those things off the table. Martin, AC Milan made an approach for to Man City for Jack Grealish. Speaking of him, with him entering the final year of his contract, we're looking for about 10 million to 15 million euros. Any thoughts on or any word on if Jack actually will leave? What I read was that the club was open to all possibilities: staying, going out on loan, anything. What are your thoughts, or what have you heard on Grealish?
Ideally, they would like him to go. The line is, while he's here, he's here. Ideally, they would like him to go. There's interest from Palace, Milan, and another unnamed Premier League club, and Everton, of course. So, yeah, it's up to them to bring a deal in the next few days, and we'll see what happens. So that's Grealish. Nico G is currently in Newcastle right now, tucked up in a nice hotel, ready to do his medical in the morning. He arrived there early this evening. So that's all done. What was the other one? Savinho's obviously gone. So
Marmoush?
Savinho's not got the shits anymore. He's suddenly got a fine belly again now. Marmoush, yeah, he travelled down to London today after training. Did train with City, actually, funnily enough, today. But then travelled down to London to complete his part of his Tottenham medical. The only thing I don't know about that, whether it's an actual loan or whether it's a fee, agreed with a loan on the obligation they make the Champions League. It's a weird one, this deal, because City didn't want to give Frankfurt the 15%.
Is that a real thing? I've seen people say it, but
that is a real thing. We've got a 15%, or Frankfurt have a 15% on top of any profit. Cass has obviously gone. Bethune is of interest to.
So I'm going to ask about him.
Watford again. A couple of other clubs.
What happened with the Coventry City? Was it just simply they went and bought
got Pinnock? They went and got Pinnock.
Okay.
Yeah, they went and bought Pinnock instead, which came up as a market opportunity. So the Bethune lost out. Izzy Kabore's joined Wrexham for $2 million. He's doing his medical. Echeverri still ideally to go. I'll go out and loan. Victor Hayes, that is a real intriguing one at the moment because we've hit the snag, which I thought we were always going to hit. He wants to play football.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
He knows he's fifth choice. So, ideally, they want to keep him. They want to use him. But he wants to play football.
Is there a world?
Yeah, he's fifth choice in a system where we use 3 centre-backs, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's probably going to have more of a chance.
He doesn't want it. I don't think he just wants to play Carabao Cup.
Well, no, we'll get injuries, won't we?
I mean, it could take like 1 or 2 injuries.
Just treat it that thing. It's only being used because Nunes as well. We're not going to go 3 at the back. Really,
you can't go from playing week in, week out with Girona to playing 1 game a month.
Yeah, that makes
one
sense.
game every 2 months at Manchester City and expecting to be sat happy with it.
Yeah. So I mean, as Spartacus said, we can play like a back three with Nunes or O'Reilly. I mean, we done that last season too.
So because ideally, if you think about it, it's probably going to be Nunes and O'Reilly who's going to be the fullbacks eventually. One of them will invert. So you still took with 2 centre backs.
So then my question, and I don't want to get too far away from the transfers, but then my question becomes, okay, if you are going to have, and I did see that I think the comment was basically they see Nico O'Reilly as a left back. If that's the case, and he's going to be at the left, and Nunes is going to be on the right, then you're only running 2 center backs, and you got to make a choice.
Yeah,
Diaz, Gahey, Gvardiol, Kuzanov.
I think you can rotate 4. It's going to be hard to rotate 5 centre backs.
And I think the thought was if we're actually going to play 3, then that 5th one will get minutes.
Well, the other thing for Victor Hayes was the UEFA conundrum they've got with him within the Champions League conundrum. Because he does take up a foreign spot in the Champions League squad.
Yeah. If we're going to play 4, Snoopy.
Yeah.
Snoopy says if we're going to play 4 center backs, it wouldn't make sense to let him go, which we did play the other day, but I don't know if that's a everyday thing.
We also have
Jaden as well. People forget. I mean, we've talked about left backs tonight, and no one's talked about Ryan Aït-Nouri yet.
Well, so this is what I was gonna go ahead. Let's talk about Ryan Aït-Nouri because I was gonna ask you: is there a world where Footy stays if Hayes leaves?
I'm gonna have to drop, boys. I'll see you again next week.
Appreciate you, Matthew.
Big up, mate.
Yeah.
No, listen, I don't think Victor Hayes goes anywhere. I think Mifune goes out. I think Victor Hayes will have a look at it in January.
Alan, it says your devices are not connected, so I don't know what.
I think that's where we're going to look at. Right, do you want to get to the big ones? Because have we got pen and paper?
Yeah, let's go ahead and get to the elephant in the room. Well, before we do that, Man City interested in Frankie de Jong. Any thought about that actually happening?
No.
Alan, it still says your device is not connected. I don't know what the deal with that is, Alan.
Enzo Fernandez is going to happen. I know everyone's got very separate views on this. It's going to happen.
So okay, let's assume that this is going to happen. Which again, I don't have to like it, but if it's going to happen, I want to bring up the comments that Alan mentioned earlier, and that is just the price tag. What I saw from this Gaston Edul Twitter account basically says Man City are set to offer between 130 and 140 million for Enzo Fernandez. Why would we? But why would we pay an extra 10 when we could have just paid 120 or whatever it was before? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Because they needed money out to get the money in. They're going to pay a bigger. See, we got to think about this. And I was just talking about Alan. Alan had paid the money up front, and what they needed was money in the door to pay that money up front. Alan's not amortized. Alan's paid up front. It's a fixed fee, bang, done. So they needed money in. The other thing was that they didn't want to play by Chelsea's demands. They're not going to be dictated to by Chelsea.
But they just did exactly what Chelsea wanted. Wait longer and give us more money.
Yeah, we're gonna pay more money. So we're gonna pay more money because we don't want to listen to Chelsea to buy a guy that doesn't improve us at all. Brilliant fucking planning. Brilliant planning.
Well, I'll be careful because I don't want to be a glory hunter and all that. If I speak on this, I have to be careful now.
If you are happy with this signing, you're not supporting Manchester City. You're supporting the trophies, and that's my opinion on the situation. And it won't change.
I think people are going to look at this in a different way. Is people don't realise, do you know we paid more for Semenyo than what his release clause was?
Yeah.
Because we wanted to get better terms. Is that what you're going to say?
Yes.
Yeah.
So just overpaying more than what we did. I don't know what the terms were 2 weeks ago to what the terms City are wanting.
I don't know, man.
So unfortunately, clubs do pay more to get better terms than what they would originally.
Yeah, and I guess from
mad to people, but it actually goes on. They paid $5 million more on Semenyo to not pay anything for 12 months than pay all up front in one go.
It also, so there is the idea of, okay, we're going to bring him in. There's the money. There's all those things which happen. But for me, well, I won't say just the biggest thing, but one of the biggest things is just what does it mean for the folks that are here? Now, again, I'm not going to sit here and be player FC, to use a Martin phrase. So if may the best person play, but my concern is that the best person won't play, and it'll be. I don't know that Enzo comes in and is the best, especially depending on where we're going to play him. So, what do you think where do you think we're actually going to play him, Martin? Is he going to be an 8? Is he going to be a 10?
He can play in a double pivot. He can play in an 8.
But he's not good at either of those. So, good.
So, what is he good at, Spartacus?
Not much, really, no.
Right, Spartacus done right.
Okay.
Hang on, stop. We have to do this because that's not true.
I was say that's your take on it, then that's fine.
Yeah,
but
people are just
why does the rest want him?
They're going to make this accusation. They don't want him. Spartacus, I get you don't want him, but we can't say he's not good at anything.
That's what I'm saying. That's a little too
better?
That's false.
Okay, Martin, is he better than Elliot Anderson off ball?
No.
So let me.
Is he better than Cherki on ball? No. Is he better than Boadi at the 6? No.
He's better at box crashing than all of them.
10? No.
He's better at box crashing than all of them.
But
hold on. Hold on. You can't do that, Solomon. You gotta mute yourself. It throws all of the audio off for everybody. It's a very bad feeling. So just give me a second. I want to get to Alan because Alan came on earlier and tried to have this conversation, and I wanted to get all the other stuff out of the way first. So Alan, I want to give you. I'm going to actually put you full screen and let you just at least I'm going to try to put you full screen if I can. And I'm going to let you just go ahead and say what you want to say, and then we'll come back after that.
I'm going to try and be diplomatic about this Enzo Fernandez. He's a good footballer. Is he as good as what we've let go? Okay. The answer to that question is no. To pay 130 to 140 million pounds is ludicrous and stupid. And you wonder why we get investigated with stupid fees like that. I cannot believe why the board and would pay that kind of money for a footballer, and separate this. Not only pay that kind of 140 million for someone, but for an absolute first class cunt. As a person, he's an arsehole. Chelsea booed him after the World Cup the way he behaves. Last year, he's behaved like that for Chelsea in the past. So why we want a toxic tosser in our club is beyond me. I cannot believe we are doing this. He's not a world-class player. He's a good player. That's all he is. To pay that kind of money, it strikes me as Chelsea are trying to get more money out of us because we have to pay for Maresca. I just think we're being ripped off massively, and Maresca wants his head testing.
So what I will say, I echo and agree with a lot of what you have said, right? I don't like, and I think it was Snoopy. Here it is, just talking about how all the Chelsea players that we've been linked with since Maresca came. I don't know.
There's a point where you walk away, and this is it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm mad that out of all of the players that we were linked with, we were never linked with Caicedo. He's the one Chelsea player Maresca should have wanted, coming in playing as a 6, who could have played there for us. That again, if you're going to do that. But I just don't like the idea that this manager comes in and is raiding his old club. If you think about when Pep came, he didn't really bring a lot of players from either Barcelona or particularly from Bayern when he first came, right? He went and got a goalkeeper, but it was, and then he ended up getting I can't even think of the dude's name, but he was trash. He was only here for a year, and then he complained about it being cold. Can't think of his name, but he didn't really bring players from his former clubs. He let them do them, and I wish Maresca was the same way. I think I'm like Martin. I've kind of accepted that it is likely to happen. I'm holding out hope that it doesn't, but it's most likely to happen, and we just got to accept it. I don't like the player, but more importantly for me at this point, because I've kind of just accepted it, is I don't. And to everybody's point, what does he do? Is he better than these players and these things? Somebody talked about box crashing.
Is he better than Reinders? Yes.
Is he better? But Reinders didn't even play. Reinders wasn't good enough.
But
so we're paying 140.
Yeah, so Reinders wasn't good enough, and we pushed him out.
We're not paying 140. I didn't see anyone crying when we got nearly 100 million for one goal a season, Savinio.
But that's money coming in. Why would we complain about that? Why would we complain about that? And you know who else didn't complain? A lot of the Tottenham fans didn't complain either, because they just they're happy to have him, so they don't care. Not most. I should say a large portion of City fans are not happy with bringing him in. So no, we are going to complain. But once he signs the deal,
everyone would be here having a party.
If what?
Olise is not a racist player.
You're comparing Olise to Enzo Fernandez?
No, right, before everyone jumps. No, Alan, 1 minute, because all you've done since Maresca's walked in is bitch, moan and complain. Nobody wants to give Maresca a chance.
We do. But we don't want this player. We just don't want this player.
I'm giving Maresca every chance on the planet.
Slag off Viano, slag off this, because they're sat in Pep Guardiola and Cheeky days, when everyone here was slagging off Pep and Cheeky.
Hang on.
Was I?
You said live on the stream, Martin, that if Enzo Fernandez comes to City,
I said I'll boo him.
You'll boo him and not cheer him.
Right, and I won't. Well, what do you want me to do, Alan? We have no control over transfers. You're a fan, nothing else.
Yeah.
Criticize.
2 weeks ago, I was hoping and praying for 1894 to come on and do. Did we lose both? Oh, to come on and find a way to let the club know that we're not.
Absolutely fine. Tarek, that is fine. So should we have? Why didn't we boo Alvarez? Why didn't we boo Ruller? Why aren't we having a go at the owners?
Rulli has just gotten here, and I've not seen him.
Rulli was on the bus as well.
Right, but he wasn't on our team for us to criticize him. Let me get Solomon, because I see you got your hand on. Go ahead, come off mute while we're going to be quiet.
For me, I'm not like all of you. Most people don't like this transfer, but I actually like this transfer, and I'll explain why. I'll explain why I like this transfer to happen. Because number one, Maresca likes the player. Maresca wants the player. Okay, it seems like out of all the Chelsea players who have been linked to, Enzo Fernandez is the one. Why can't Manchester City go and put 90 on Adam Wharton or 80 on Alex Scott? But Maresca is just going like, I don't care. Bring me Enzo Fernandez. So my theory is this, that when Bernardo Silva, the relationship between Bernardo Silva and Pep, and I think that's going to be the same relationship between Maresca and Enzo Fernandez because of his time at Chelsea. Why I like this transfer to happen is because I think Enzo Fernandez is a good player. I love him as a player, but I don't like him as a person. Certainly not. He's a racist, I agree. But this is a player that the club really wants to bring in, and Enzo Maresca would like to bring in. So I'm actually confused at why City fans don't like this transfer. Only because he's racist. Is that only the reason why? Because let's be honest, Enzo Fernandez scores goals. You know, out of all our midfielders that we have now, Enzo Fernandez is I feel like right now we need a dog in that midfield. I feel like we're soft. Kevin De Bruyne has said it. Why we are soft. And I feel having that player in Enzo Fernandez in our midfield is like, well, I don't know how to describe him. He's like that dog in midfield, like, isn't that dog? But our midfield has been soft. Bringing in Enzo Fernandez right now, I feel like that ruthlessness. I'm not saying get red cards and give tackles away. I'm just saying that dog in midfield is going to be Enzo Fernandez coming. But like, I'm not against this transfer happening. I like Enzo Fernandez as a player, but I feel like you guys are giving it to you guys. You guys are not really looking at the player side of it. You guys are looking about his attitude side of things. And I understand he's racist. He has done this stuff online. And I completely understand. But why are we ignoring what sort of player he is and what he brings to Manchester City Football Club?
Okay, so let me ask this question. And I muted your mic. So let me ask this question. So yes, I don't care for all of the off the pitch stuff, right? But again, if you're telling me we're bringing in Buati, who is the six of the future, but also good enough to play today. We've already spent 116 on Elliot Anderson, so he's not playing in either of those two positions. So you're telling me that he's going to play in the 10 instead of Cherky, instead of Phil? I don't want that. So no, you can't say that I'm only looking at it about the off the pitch stuff. I don't like the off the pitch stuff, but I also don't like the on the pitch fit. And I don't want to see him in place of Cherky. Now I want to get Spartacus because I know you want to talk so bad. You came off. You turned your camera on. So let's get you. Go ahead, Spartacus.
First of all, we need to kill this thing that Enzo Fernandez is a dog. He is not a dog. He puts on average, low tackle rates. He's not a guy who's going to be dishing out tackles. Like, ask any Chelsea fan. They're all going to tell you that he is not a dog. This guy is not a dog. There's a reason why Enzo Maresca started pushing him up the field instead of down the field, because he's a liability defensively. The guy he can't defend. He's not a defender. So he's being pushed up the field. That happened with Escaloni. That's why they brought in Paredes to the side in the last World Cup. That happened at Chelsea. That's why he's being pushed up the field. The guy is not a good defender. We need to kill this thing that he's a dog. Just because he's a racist prick doesn't mean that he's a dog. This thing is a myth.
And again, I think some of it is not even just the off the pitch. I think, again, his on the pitch behavior is where people think that he is this dog or whatever, right? Because he's just a prick, right? He wants to push and pull and all this other stuff. He wants to get in people's faces and all that kind of stuff.
Wait. And then let me just say the last thing. Everybody was criticizing and abusing the living fuck out of Savio for liking posts from Spurs accounts that were greater than everything else. Everybody killed the fuck out of Rodri for liking Barcelona and twerking for Real Madrid. Enzo Fernandez was twerking so hard for Real Madrid that they had to come out and say that they didn't want to buy him. When was the last time you heard Real Madrid say that they did not want the player that was twerking for them so hard? So the hypocrisy on the fan base is ridiculous. And again, all of the on-field stuff, I can debunk every single one of them because he's not a particularly great player at anything aside from box crashing. So I can debunk everything, but I don't need to, because if you're willing to sell your morals to get a player to win you a trophy, to sell the soul of the club to get a player to win a trophy, that is the definition of a glory hunter.
Years ago, soul of the club died.
And it's being buried the second that this guy is in the club.
I want to follow up on his point about Enzo, or I guess to say Enzo Fernandez twerking for Real Madrid, but then also you got this former Chelsea manager coming in and rating his old club for players, or at least trying to. If and when he leaves us, are you going to be okay with him rating our players and constantly saying, even though we might have said that they're not for sale, we're just going to keep throwing money at them, because again, that was the issue for, I want to say, Isak in Newcastle, because again, it's like we can say that he's not for sale, but they're negotiating through the media, whatever. This is what I feel like is happening here. I don't like that behavior. I don't like it. Again, I understand as a coach, because I've been not a football coach. I've been a basketball coach, and I understand the idea of wanting people who know your system, who know what you want to do, and can help you kind of be the manager or the coach on the field or on the court. But I just don't like this. And again, for the people who where did it go? But the idea that yes, he's going to come in, yes, he's going to start over Cherky, and that's just whatever. We're just fine. I disagree completely. We looked completely different when Cherky came on, and I don't like the idea. Here it is. Credit to Habib. Cherky getting benched. I'm sorry, but it's the truth. I pray to God not, because now again, that's not to say we could we force Cherky out wide, right? Sure, but then what does that mean for the left? What does that mean for Semenyo? All of that stuff, right? I just don't like this move. But I also I will be the first to say, hold on. I'll be the first to say that if he comes in, I am, like you said, Martin, I'm not going to be, jumping around cheering. I'm never going to buy a shirt with his name on it. I'm never going to do any of those things. It. Yeah. I'm not going to stop watching the club.
No, but I'm going to refer him to the races at every opportunity.
Right, so what do you
I'm going to let everybody know that.
What do you want us to do in the stadium?
Boo every single touch of this player on the field. Force this person out of the football club. This guy's a criminal,
Well,
Martin.
with respect,
Go ahead.
Spartacus,
No.
Chelsea just done that, and they still want to keep him.
Mate, go ahead and record yourself at the Etihad. Go ahead and record yourself at the Etihad singing that same song that he sung on the I think it was Copa America on the bus.
Why would I go and sing that?
Record yourself, post it online, and tag City. Let's see how City's going to react. Let's see how the fan base is going to react to you. Everybody's going to destroy you. And now because he's a football player, everybody's forgetting about that.
Let me get Solomon. You've been trying to jump back in here. Go ahead and turn your mic on, and let's get you on.
Yeah, Spartacus, I'm confused with what you said. Is not a good player. Like, he's only good at box crashing. Is that what you said? He's only good at box crashing. Well, I disagree. I disagree with you. I think you can't tell me he's only good at box crashing and Chelsea wants to keep him at all costs. Okay, fine. Chelsea wants to keep him. He signed a 5-year contract. But apart from that, look at what he contributes on the pitch. The clutch moments he has put out in the pitch. I remember the goal he scored, the final minute goal he scored against Manchester City. And the passes in behind, he's making good passes in behind. And by the way, we can fit Buadi, Cherki, Elliot Anderson, and Enzo Fernandez. We cannot move Cherki to the right and start him. We cannot do Elliot Anderson, Enzo Fernandez, and Buadi. They put Cherki on the right and probably start Doku on the left. Maybe Ben Semenyo, I don't know. But the fact that I'm saying he's only good at box crashing.
Hold on, Solomon, real quick. Hold on, I had to mute you because I can't talk to you at the same time. But do you, and I'm going to ask the question and you can answer it. Do you think that putting Cherki out wide right is minimizing him and putting him in a position that he is, I'll say, a lesser position for him? And are you okay with that just to put this player on the pitch, who I don't know that he's better than what Cherki gives?
Yeah, for me, nobody can deny what nobody can deny what Cherki gives on the board. He's a technically gifted footballer. You can argue he's the best in the Premier, technically gifted footballer. But I don't think I don't think it makes him a less player if he goes on the right, because he can still be as impactful as he is in the middle to the right. I think that, yeah, okay, well, you don't have to agree.
Hold on. So you just said earlier that you said the midfield of Buadi, Elliot Anderson. Who else did you say? You said him. I think there was one more person too. Did you say that the box midfield that we will typically play?
No, see, hang on. There's even more to come yet. We're not even finished by midfielders.
So again, I just don't understand how we think that. Again, and so let me just ask this question. Let me ask this question.
We're not building an 11.
Agreed. If, because you've always said this, Martin, and again, not to throw your words in your face, but to throw your words in your face. You've always said that if we just keep buying players, that the people that are here are going to want to leave because they want to play. Players want to play, and so I agree with that.
We sold 9 players.
Okay, so I agree with that sentiment. If we bring in Elliot Anderson and play him as a 10, and have to then push Cherki and Phil, let's not forget Phil, out to the right, in addition to Semenyo, who's already out there. Would you be okay with Elliot Anderson coming in if that meant that Cherki had to leave?
No, it's not to me. If people have, for me, I don't want anyone to leave, but I think we've got to come out of this idea that this player has to play. If Foden has to go to the bench, Foden does. Cherki does. Enzo, it is what is best for the team.
Do you think Maresca is willing to put Cherki on the bench? I mean, not Cherki, but Elliot Anderson. If you're going to spend £130 million for this dude, do you think he's really going to bench him?
So is he going to bench Buadi then because he spent 90 million on him?
That's 40 million. That's almost double. That's almost like 50% more than what we're spending. So
the market is the market.
The market does not require us to spend that much for him. The market does not require that for him.
140, you can get any midfielder on the fucking planet. I'm sorry. 130, you put 10 more. Okay, Martin, you're paying 130. Put 10 million more and you have any midfielder on the planet if you act early. And you choose to get this guy who's not particularly good.
Why is it a mad idea that the manager, our manager, is allowed to choose players he wants? Pep was allowed. Ferguson was allowed.
We never would have spent this amount of money.
No, because Pep
you can't tell me
these and not bought anyone. And you all moaned about that. Pep chose not to rebuild this squad after the treble. Pep chose not to buy anyone. Everyone had a meltdown over it.
It's better to buy nobody than to buy the wrong body. And Enzo is the wrong body.
I'm trusting I'm going to trust Maresca over fans.
All I know is 130 is insane. How much did Liverpool pay for Wirtz?
So 1.1 is we have 400 million in player sales. So we have a lot.
Yeah, so I have that in my notes. So let me call that out because you make a good point. And if I can get my iPad to actually recognize my finger, you are right. So we're going to break the record of incoming of sales, right? So that is absolutely most likely to happen. But 140 is still 140. I don't know what you want me to do with that.
Right, here's a question. Why did Maresca leave Chelsea? What was one of the main reasons Maresca left Chelsea?
Because he knew that City was interested.
He didn't get the players he wanted.
If City wasn't interested, if City were not interested, he would have figured it out.
He wasn't getting the players he was allowed to buy.
He wasn't getting the experienced player. He didn't want to play the youngsters and have every transfer window getting a different 18-year-old. He wanted to have players who could win the title. Not necessarily his players, but players who even know their head and more experience.
Then don't make him manager, then make him first team coach.
Either way, it's the same thing. He didn't get
one. Martin, you're taking this to the extreme opposite, where he has no input whatsoever.
No, I'm not, because you keep telling me Viana's shit.
If he cannot find a better player than Enzo Fernandez for 130 million, I'm sorry, he is.
Big up, Steve. Appreciate you, man. Thanks for stopping by.
How much would Morgan Gibbs-White be?
130 million, and he's better.
No.
Okay. I would pay 100 for him over 130 for this dude.
I'll pay 130 for him over paying 130 for.
Yeah, no one wanted him because they all called him an English bum.
Agreed. That wasn't me, Martin. So can you please not
way back?
Well, I'm going to
please not say I didn't do that.
Can you please stop calling all the fans glory hunters?
Okay.
If you're happy, no, I'm not calling all the fans. I'm calling the fans who are happy to buy a racist player with the beautiful history that the club has with black community glory hunters. Because you're selling your soul to get a trophy. That's the definition of a glory hunter.
So to go back to Morgan Gibbs-White, I think it was Solomon who called Enzo a dog or whatever, and he was a dog in midfield. I feel like Gibbs-White does just as much, if not more, in midfield than what Enzo Fernandez does.
He's not available.
Oh no, I agree. But there's people in the chat talking about Enzo is better than Gibbs-White, so on and so forth. He may be better at some things, but I don't agree. But
no, he's not available. Spartacus.
130, he is available. You buy up any player for 130.
Yeah. So, all right. So
no, you can't. No, man.
It's pointless arguing with someone that knows it all. That's all I always say.
Yeah, and I don't want to make it personal, right? I don't want us to get at each other because, again, none of us have any control over this, right? It's not our decision to make.
That is the main point.
It is not our decision to make. And again, I want people to be. Because again, I'm one of those people. I'm holding my hand up, acknowledging I am one of those people who do not want him here. I'm putting that on record. You can clip it, or I don't know how to make me clip it. I don't care because this is my perspective, and I may be proven wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong, but I don't think I'm going to be proven wrong.
People going, I'm defending it. No, I'm not. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, and that's where I wanted to get to, right? I cannot stop it. I don't have to like it, but I cannot
He's
stop
a
it.
racist. Well, what do you want me to do? If Doku and Semenyo and Gay are all okay with it because they're black players, what do I do? We were all okay taking our owner's money. And let's not talk about what he's done or what he's been accused of in the past.
Yeah, I can do what I want, Steve, but I can't make them stop this trade or this sale.
From people is wild.
So I think, but Martin, and again, I knew this was going to happen, which is why I didn't want Alan to talk about it at the beginning, because we could be here literally all night, right? The reality is, and this is the point, none of us can stop it. We don't have to like it, and people will express their dislike or the dissatisfaction with this move in multiple ways. There will be people who will boo him. There will be people who will get behind him because they want it to happen.
That's fine. All I've said is to Tarek is I'm not going to cheer him when he scores. That's my form of protest. Yeah. I have no say over me and Danny, who go week in, week out, travel the length and breadth of this country in Europe, get no say. Because I'm Spartacus, again, he's probably going about sell the soul. We sold our souls when these took over.
So, Martin, we cannot say anything to anybody, to any opposition fan that says that the club is soulless.
No,
we cannot defend the club when the people say that club is soulless. Because you're just saying that it is.
What have I always said? I've always said the club's soulless. We sold our soul a long time ago.
I disagree.
I think if I made that comment, you would take offense to it.
Yeah, you would take a big time offense to it.
The fans that were called customers.
Martin, when I said that the English fans are not particularly...
With respect, Spartacus, know what you're talking about before you talk about it. Because you don't know the full story.
Of?
The fans have been called customers. We've been charged 85 quid for tickets. There's only a certain amount fans can do.
So why is it? So why do the 1894 then can protest when it's something that affects their pockets, but not when it affects the soul of the club? That's my question.
So I asked this question.
We can't control who they buy.
Yeah. So I asked this question, and I will acknowledge that I asked the question, but I also acknowledge that this is probably outside of their scope of responsibility or what their charter, if you will, is assigned to them to do. Right. It's really about what benefits the fan or whatever. I want them to make a point because to this point, the club has at least heard them. They are the only voice that I believe that we as fans have. They're the only ones that can represent us. I don't think it changes anything. I don't think the club, if you don't, so I am of the opinion that the club knows that we feel the way that we feel. I think there's enough people that are connected on social media that it is known that there is a group, whether you think it's a large group, a small group, there is a group of fans, supporters who don't want this move to happen, but it's going to happen anyway. So I just think that at some point I see you, Solomon. Let me get you. Go ahead.
I'm confused. Spartacus, you said that when he puts on that shirt and when he scores a goal, you won't cheer for him. But what are we doing here? Like, he's a Manchester City player. He has his shirt.
But that doesn't mean
we need to back him. Like, we need to back him. Every player that goes to this level.
Hold on. So to say you have to back him. So this is my thought. You can, again, I am not. This is my take. Now I'm not Spartacus. I'm not going to tell Spartacus what to do with his thoughts. I am not going to every single match say, like if I were doing play by play, I wouldn't say, oh, the ball goes out to the racist. No, I'm not going to do that. Right. I'm not going to spend my time focusing on or highlighting that every single time. It doesn't change what happened. It doesn't change how I feel about it, but it just doesn't make sense for me to just focus on it consistently. I've always said, I don't think we should kill people that are on our team that wear our blue shirt. And so I'm not going to kill him. I don't like him. I'm not going to be a fan. I'm not going to wear his shirt. But I'm not going to
Exactly.
focus and
Spot
bring
on.
up the negativity every single time he touches the ball either. We see like Reece James and all these people that are on Chelsea who have fallen in line and visibly, as far as we can tell, don't seem to have any issue with him. I don't know what it's like behind the scenes, but visibly they don't seem to have an issue with him on the pitch. And that's all I asked for. Again, somebody highlighted the players on our team who are of French descent. The Turkeys of the world, the Aitnoris of the world, now the Buatis of the world. They might feel some kind of way. What I want from them is, hey, when you're on the pitch, do your job. I don't care if they like him. I don't care if they're best friends. They could hate each other's guts. But when you get stuff on between those lines, you got to do your job. And that's what I'm going to expect from him. But I don't feel the need
I'm going to reveal
cheer
something.
him.
I'm going to reveal something I didn't want to, but I'm going to reveal it either way. Half of my family, of my mother's side, is from Angola, a country in Africa. My brother is married to a trans woman. That chant is deeply targeted at me and people very close to me. I cannot back a player that sings that. My grandpa, who was the person that got me into City, is black. I'm a City fan because of that man. He bought a City shirt when I was 4. He got it imported from England, paid a ridiculous amount of money to get me that shirt. And I can't back a player like that. I will not back him. I will never speak his name. I will not give him any type of props ever because of what he did. If he in the future works his fucking ass off to repay the community and make amends for what he did, fair. All is forgiven. But you are not born with a right of a second chance. You work your ass off to deserve it. And at no point in time, this person did anything to get that second chance. If this changes from this moment to the future, fair play. But from the time that we are right now, that's not the case.
I want to highlight Dom's point because he said, well, he did apologize. And that is for what a lot of people will say is that
was
he acknowledged. I mean, again, I can't say what is or is not in his heart. I know what came out of his mouth. And then I saw the comment. I'm going to, whatever. But to Dom's point, he said that, hey, he did apologize. I think for what you're saying is it takes more than just words. It's going to need more than words. And I think you're perfectly fine to have your opinion. I don't think anyone's going to tell you can't have your opinion.
Nobody's trying to say what Enzo did was correct. People have got this thing about 1894 that should just protest. I speak with people at 1894 on the regular. If they did every protest people were wanting, there'd be a protest every day. They can't protest everything.
Yep.
They can't. For a start off, 1894 only have a certain amount of impact in the club. People have got this thing that 1894 and City Matters have this huge sway in the football club. They don't actually. And people think we do.
No sway.
And they've got to realise, right, there's a difference between fighting for ticket prices that are for the fans, because we don't want to be known as customers, but if it wasn't for the fans, there wouldn't be a club to back right now. It would have gone into liquidation. Yeah. So people got to realise, fighting over players, I agree. You just don't back him. You don't cheer it. But there is nothing you can do right now.
Yeah.
But
I'm
my
not
issue
fighting against the player.
My issue right now is any player we get linked with or we're trying to buy, there is nothing but moaning and bitching and complaining. And it's like, I'm sorry, but it's gone crazy. Since Pep Guardiola left his football club, everyone has gone into frigging meltdown. People are doing 15 spaces a day, 3 hours ago. YouTube channels are going wild over everything that is just... It's like there's no happiness anymore in football.
So I want to highlight this comment from Rosemary. How about forgiveness? He got baptized. It's changed his life. I'm black and I don't care. And I want to call out the I'm black and I don't care part because, again, as we should know, no group of people, white, black, red, yellow, nobody of any color or any ethnic group or whatever are monolith, right? So Rosemary is perfectly fine to feel the way that she feels. Solomon is entitled to feel the way he feels. I'm entitled to feel the way that I feel. We're all visibly black, but there's players on the team. There's going to be players that even aren't black. There's going to be white players or, players of Eastern European, whatever descent, are going to have opinions. And at the end of the day, everybody's entitled to their opinion. So again, I appreciate you, Spartacus, for vocalizing, not just what you feel, but why you feel it. I hope that as a fan base, we can acknowledge that people feel different than us, right? And there are going to be people who feel a strong way or feel one way or the other, and that's okay. Doesn't have to be my opinion, doesn't have to be your opinion. That's their opinion and they're entitled to it. I hope that we as a fan base can support the team, even if I can't support an individual player. And I don't think anyone should demand that you support an individual player. I do think, so I'll stop there.
I've not even got on to Adam Wharton.
Well, I was going to say, let's move off of him. You already told me that there's nothing to the Frankie de Jong thing. Is that right?
Yeah, nothing to that.
All right. So I had to run some errands before I came on, so I saw some comments about Adam Wharton. Tell me what that's about.
They are interested. There is interest in Adam Wharton. Whether they sell, I don't know, or whether it gets moved to next summer. But there is genuine interest in Adam Wharton. There is also interest in Cody Gakpo. Again, that was another player everyone had a moan about and a complaint about because, there's interest in him as well.
I saw something this morning early, at least for me, so probably midday for you guys, that said that the club actually wanted Adam Wharton, like at the beginning of the window we had asked, and so that whatever we're seeing now,
they moved off him. It was all Elliot Anderson.
So
only came back 2 weeks ago.
Okay, so that's what I was wanting to know. Are these rumors about Wharton, are they new, or are they just telling us what was happening at the beginning of the window and we've since changed our opinion?
Things changed when everyone started moving out. Because they were looking at Elliot Anderson. That it used to be Elliot Anderson or Wharton. It was one or the other. Then that changed later on in the window, but the more players were moving out.
So, in your mind, is it a case of Enzo or, because we already got Elliot Anderson, is it Enzo or Adam Wharton, or is there a world where we end up with all three?
It could be all three, Buardi, Enzo, and Wharton.
Well, I was going to say Elliot Anderson, but yeah, okay. So there is a world where we get both.
The idea is at the moment, everyone who's left will be replaced.
Okay. Depending on how much time we can get everything done. We got a week.
Yeah. Go to Gap. They are looking at another forward. They're looking at another two midfielders, including Buardi.
So let's talk about this forward. I saw Man City are monitoring Rennes striker Esteban Lepau. According to Get French Football News, 26-year-old League One's top scorer last season with 21 goals, helping Rennes secure Europa League football. Manchester City's among one of the clubs that are interested, along with Atletico Madrid, Napoli, Como, Aston Villa. City could consider signing a center forward to be an underling to Erling Haaland is what they say.
The main profile, Tariq, at the moment is someone who is experienced, 26, 25, 26, 27 is the area they're looking at.
Would he come if he's league owned leading goal scorer, which sounds crazy to me, but because somebody on nobody on PSG scored more goals, but I guess not. So if he's the top scorer for the league, why would you come be a backup?
PSG had a lot of injuries, so they rotated it a lot.
That's why they're looking at
PSG. Yeah.
Gakpo can do two jobs.
Yeah. So Gakpo could come play through the middle or play out on the left, right?
Semenya as well.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think I think the idea of Semenyo.
He wants a bigger squad.
Which is weird because I hear you say that, but then I also hear him say, well, we're going to have 20 players plus the academy kids. So that's not a big squad at all.
At the moment, we've got, don't forget, there's a lot still moving out. Because at the end of the day, right now, the only forward we've actually got is Haaland.
Semenyo as well.
You don't consider
Semenyo. That's it. Semenyo. Doku's injured right now.
I guess Haaland as well.
There's nobody else. Listen, people got this idea that Manchester City were doing all this selling to not buy anyone. They were going to buy. Yeah, you may not agree with all the names. Fine, that's your opinion.
Yeah.
But do you know what it is? And I keep saying it. I think there's a little bit of panic. There's a little bit of nervousness. There's a little bit of uncertainty going around. Because again, this is the biggest summer we've had since the takeover.
I feel like we've been saying that for the last couple of summers. We start a transition, we start a rebuild, and then we got to do it again the next season. It just, I think, when we see Nico G is gone, and I don't want to spend too much time there, but when he wasn't playing, I asked the question, well, was it a panic buy? And everybody, no. Well, it feels like it was a panic buy at this point.
Personally, I think everything we signed in the last 18 months were a bit of a panic buy, except Semenyo and Gay and Kushtanov.
So why do we think that all of a sudden we're going to get it right?
Because I don't think Pep Guardiola, this is a different thing. People are still... Pep Guardiola was a person who didn't necessarily... If you didn't need to spend money, Pep wouldn't spend money.
Yeah, okay.
Pep would want a player, for example... He would want it at that price. So, for example, Bruno G. We were desperate for Bruno G at the time. Pep Guardiola didn't want to pay 100 million. Pep would not spend the money that he didn't have to do.
I'm going back through the chat. Matthew, I saw he's off, but I saw this. Spartacus' opinion on the club blackmailing the UK government over 115. I put out a video just earlier this week that left my thoughts on this. I don't have any reason to believe that this is actually true, or maybe it is. I don't know. But until we're willing to put names to stuff, it's just anybody can say anything.
And personally, I have not got enough information to have an opinion on that, so I don't know. I would say, I just don't know.
So I just think that, and again, go watch the video if you haven't already. Most of you probably have, but that tells you what my thoughts are. All right.
I just think, I want to shoot in a minute. We have to be. I agree with Enzo being a dick. I've always said that. But we have to be careful who we're going to start judging and what we're doing. Because any player is going to have a past. Listen, I love Foden, but the guy's been a dick off the field with some of the things that he did. No one went mad about it. Everyone was
I don't know that
Foden
everybody knows what you're referring to. I don't need you to tell me. But I'm just saying there's a difference.
Breaking lockdown and cheating on his missus. So everyone was okay to put Kyle Walker in suicide vests all over social media.
I wasn't.
But the point I'm making is, I just feel as though we're picking and choosing what we want and what we do. Edison was getting death threats to get out of the football club.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That is wrong.
Well, I know it's wrong, but my point is, we're picking and choosing what we're doing here. We've either got to be in a camp of everything is wrong or everything is right, and we evaluate each one on its own merit at the
That's
time.
what we should do.
Yeah, I agree with. I think that
This is why
evaluate on
race, religion, politics. Leave it at the door when you're playing football. It's 90 minutes to escape and get away from the real world. Bringing all this shit into it just causes all the problems.
Yeah.
So
we're the first
I
ones
understand
to defend
that
our owners. When people come at us about our owners, we're the first lot to all defend them.
So I want to respond to Danny because I definitely understand exactly what you mean by that. I think the issue is I don't get the luxury of being able to do that. And then it's a longer, deeper conversation, and I don't want to go into it. I don't want this to become that, but I don't get a luxury to not. I bring this with me everywhere I go. It's unavoidable. Now, again, does it have to be the forefront of everything that I do? No, but I can't. I just can't get away from. I just don't have that luxury, but I understand your point.
No,
and I understand your premise.
Can I say one thing?
I understand what you mean, and I don't think you meant any harm by it.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah. So I'm not taking it any kind of way. I just
Can
know
I say
that,
one thing very quickly?
Go ahead, Spartacus.
The way you see the game is not objectively correct, and the way I see the game is not objectively correct. The fact that I'm not willing to bend my morals to have a player in, and you're willing to just disregard everything for the 90 minutes because football is exempt from everything else. It's not particularly right. It's not wrong. It's the way you see the things, and it's the way I see the things. It doesn't make it objectively correct, objectively wrong. It's just different ways of seeing the same things.
Yes, and I think so. Again, at the end of the day, most people on here, maybe not every single person. Most people on here are City supporters. And I think that is the thing that binds us together when everything else may be different. Whether it's my accent being an American, whether it's Solomon's accent being from Africa. Are you from Nigeria? Yeah, Nigeria. Right. So all of those, we're all going to have our differences. I've never been a wrestler like Danny, right? He's got some experiences that I will never have. But at the end of the day, what binds us together is the love of that blue shirt. And so I think what Danny was trying to say, let's focus on the things that bind us together as opposed to the things that necessarily tear us apart or separate us. And that part I understand, right? And then when I do that, I also try to find how can I empathize with those other opinions, those other thoughts, even if they're not mine. That being said, I certainly appreciate each and every person that has been here throughout the night. Yes, Danny's sensation DDTing abroad near you, not abroad. That's a woman, right? Somebody says, does Danny have cauliflower ears? That's the sign of a real wrestler, right? That's what people say.
Isn't that more of a boxer thing?
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Oh, there you go. I think for whatever reason, I thought it was a wrestler thing too. But now that you say that, yeah, you're probably right. It is probably.
Do you know what's mad? I'm going to tell you a story now because I know this because I was in the middle of it. I have watched Riyad Mahrez be racially profiled by fans in the stadium because I had to go at them, and they nearly came to blows. So there are, whether we like it or not, there are people in this world,
yes,
who have very weird and very awful takes in life, and that just happens. I saw Daniel said, "You can't." Unfortunately, I'm not saying it's right. Playing Enzo as a human being, the guy's a prick, but there's nothing. People think Martin go down and protest. I'm on YouTube. I have no power.
Fair.
I'm not on the phone with Sheikh Mansour. I don't know Khaldoon. Nick and Dante at 1894 don't have this power. People think
Can
we
I
do, we
ask you
don't.
this then, Martin? Do you, I'm not saying the club, I'm saying you, Martin, do you like the signing or do you don't like the signing?
I like him as a player. I despise him as a human being.
The signing, do you like it or not?
I just told you I like him as
I
a
think
player.
there's
I
nuance,
don't
right?
like
And
him
I think the
as a
nuance is
person.
that I can acknowledge that there are some pros to what he brings maybe on the pitch, while also acknowledging that I dislike everything off the pitch. I think that nuance has to be, we have to make room for that level of nuance. It's not just one or the other. Now, if you ask me, I'm going to weigh my opinion more on the off the pitch stuff. Other people might weigh their opinion more on the pitch stuff. At the end of the day, it's not cut and dry. It's not black and white for a lot of people. Maybe for some people it is. There is nuance. And again, that nuance is what makes these conversations a little bit difficult to have, makes these conversations, I won't say heated, but, they become passionate because there's that nuance that we got to give each other grace for. And so, like I said, am I surprised that Riyad Mahrez got stick from people or even racist stick? No, I'm not surprised by it. Do I hate it? Yeah, I hate it, especially knowing that it's from people in our own fan base. That sucks. I like to think that that's everybody else. Those are those other fan bases who have that. But no, people are people everywhere you go, and that's the unfortunate part.
One more thing, I am going to jump.
I'm going to end it here in a minute, so go ahead.
One thing, when people, and this is the mad thing, people do it subconsciously and they don't realise it about all players. I mean, some of the things I've heard about Grealish and Foden and other English players, he's not even, that's borderline xenophobic, that gets said. I don't hear anyone being a big cry about it when they call them English drunks. Typical Englishman, which basically means Englishmen go out and get drunk and they have a night out and blah blah blah. Yeah, that was Grealish.
So yeah, I will say that I absolutely heard those types of, not those words exactly, but those types of comments in regards to Grealish. I honestly haven't heard that in regards to anyone else, which made me feel like it was more.
Foden the other day got called English star boy, fisherman, and everything else.
Yeah, like I said, I think that
people
we can do a better job.
about mental health on certain players. I just think we're picking and choosing what we're doing, and I just think we've got to be careful.
Steve said, "I thought you were describing me, Martin. Englishman. I won't say drunk because I know Steve. Steve's not going to be a drunk." But Steve, if you ever are back on the channel, man, and you want to jump on, there is a link in the chat that you can always hit and bring you on. Always glad to have you, sir. All right,
was everyone okay when Argentina fans were stamping all over the St. George's flag, by the way, during the World Cup?
No,
I don't think so.
I didn't see anyone going mad about it.
I criticized them.
I think there was a lot of people that were upset. Now, maybe I don't know. I won't say that everybody was.
I'm just saying. There's loads of examples we can use of people being a little bit. Listen, racism is the biggest no-no. The pricks. I've got a cousin who's married a black person. They've got half-caste children. It is what it is. People are just. Racism is disgusting, especially in Manchester, with its black community, Asian community, Chinese. We've got so many communities in Manchester. It's so diverse. But, you know, there's nothing I can do. Listen, if I could do something, I would. If I had Sheikh Mansour's number, I'd ring him up. But I don't.
Let me see if there is anybody that is live. I didn't know I could do this, Martin, and I realized that I can.
Oh, you're raiding?
Well, nobody seems to be live that I can see, at least anyway. Everything is upcoming. So I don't know who to raid. So unless you're...
is that I've just noticed that Steve Lewis in the chat.
Yeah, that's Steve.
Is he not on holiday? Doesn't he normally go on holiday at this time and get drunk?
See, that's why he thought you were describing him.
Yeah, but Steve is a typical Englishman. He does go on holiday and get drunk.
You're funny. All right. I don't know how, or I don't know who to send this to because nobody doesn't seem to anybody that I am connected to.
He's going away in 2 weeks.
Lazy people.
He has more holidays. He has more holidays than the bloody Queen although the King now, not the Queen.
I think the issue is that he's still, as far as I know at least, he's still single. So he can spend more money. He doesn't have any kids and all that kind of stuff. So he's got more money to blow. But I don't even know how to get back to where I was. All right, we'll get out of here. Again, appreciate everyone. If you haven't already, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. If you would like to join the membership, that's available to you as well. Go ahead, Solomon, real quick.
But by the way, you guys should subscribe to my YouTube channel, Classical Solomon. That's my YouTube channel right there.
Is it Classical Solomon?
Yes, Classical Solomon. Yeah.
Cool. Go check out his YouTube channel. All right.
Why is it always your channel that turns into these debates? Why don't we ever do this anywhere else?
I don't know, because I let people talk too long. I need to just cut it off quicker, or just stop bringing up certain topics. And again, as we move on, at the end of the day, the next time we meet, the window will be closed. It will either have happened or it won't. And if it, I don't know.
Does that mean we can shut the ITK section down for about 6 months?
No, because I'll just start asking you what's going to happen in January.
You're 98% ITK, Martin. Get it right.
I feel like he's throwing shade with that 98%, but I'm not going.
Yeah, he is doing. He
absolutely is. He absolutely is.
It's because Martin said.
I can get one thing wrong out of about 100. 99 things right and one wrong is always good.
Yeah, no, and so to your point about it being this channel, and Dom says this, right? I don't think it's wrong to have these conversations as long as they're respectful and everything, and I agree with that, right? And so I try to make sure we don't get to the place where it becomes personal or becomes or becomes disrespectful or whatever. Because at the end of the day, like I said,
I just get. Do you know what winds me up the most when people moan about fees? When all I heard for 2 years was, and you remember this from LB to Tarek, buy cheap, buy twice.
Yeah. But so that is absolutely a fair comment, because I've been one of the people who say, I would rather spend the money and do it one time than to quote unquote panic buy like we did with all these midfielders and haven't bought the right one. I personally don't think this is the right one. So yeah, I still feel some kind of way about it. But
so if Adam
I could be proven wrong. I hope I'm proven wrong.
Adam Waters 120 mil, is that too much?
If Adam Wharton is 120, yeah, I think that's more than what he's worth. I do, but I mean, it's reality at this point, especially if we've already put out that we're willing to pay 130. There's not going to be anything less than that.
That's 124. Adam Watson is a lot of money, too expensive, but he's a fucking brilliant player, so it doesn't matter because it's probably going to work out.
And that's why I say it's my opinion is that I'm not a Enzo Fernandez fan. But there's people on the other side. Solomon, you're throwing me off, man.
Sorry, my bad. But if we sign Enzo Fernandez and it doesn't work, the amount of criticism Enzo Maresca is going to get. Enzo Maresca has been pushing for this transfer for time and time, and if this transfer doesn't work, man,
if this transfer doesn't work, we're gonna get stuck with a player for the next 5 years that we're not gonna be scaling, and he's gonna be the highest, probably second or third highest wage in the wage bill, and we're gonna be hampered by that for the next 4 or 5 years because we're not going to be able to buy a player to the quality that we need because we're paying that much money to him. And we are amortizing a shit ton of money over 5 years.
So, Martin, you're right. Don't spend, we're going to moan. If you do spend, we're going to moan. There's no getting around it. Yes, as fans, we are going to find fault with everything. But
and Maresca's not being sacked if a transfer don't work.
Maybe not right away, but
again, this is where it's back to. Deep down, many people didn't want Maresca and they don't want him to work.
But I think if you're the one putting your neck on the line for 130 million, I think you're going to hold some responsibility there. Especially if everyone else is like, no, we want to do something different. So yeah, I don't know. We got to go. We're over our 3 hour.
Every manager's screwed them.
Well, and maybe not. Maybe you tell me that this is all Viana. If this is all Viana, then he needs to be the one that goes. But again, we saw even with Cheeky where we went for Calvin Phillips. We went for Nico G. We brought in Kova. We brought in all these. We went back to the well for Gundo, right? So we've continued to bring in these midfielders that haven't always worked out. So the idea of buying once, spending the money, and getting a guaranteed hit, yeah, I'm with it. I just don't know that he's a guaranteed hit. I didn't have any problems with the 116 for Elliot Anderson. I do feel some kind of way. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to mute everybody's mic. If you talk again, I'm trying to end it, Martin. We're trying to go home. Well, we're already at home, but we're trying to get off of here. But no, certainly appreciate everybody that has been here. Danny has been here from the beginning, 3 hours. It's late. He's been here. Appreciate you. If you didn't hear the beginning, go back and watch the segment where we talked about wrestling. This is Danny's Sensation. Go check him out on YouTube. Go search for it on YouTube. See his wrestling days. Solomon. He said, please don't. Solomon, Martin, Spartacus, Dylan, Matthew, Simo, Governor. I'm trying to think who else might have been on. I think that's everybody. Everybody in the chat. I see Trevor. I see Steve. Everybody, appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're getting out of here. Again, one last time. If you haven't already, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button. And appreciate the support. We will see you again this time next week. Talk to you later.